Oh, that's why. Okay, go live.
I shoot at these niggas, no bitchin'. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitchin'.
Quiz, are you?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Let me put this in the let me put this in the Telegram. Look at
Hello,
dude.
hello.
Yeah. He's
In the
shaking them
chat,
knickerbockers.
can y'all hear us? Can y'all see us? How we sound?
I don't think they can see us. Oh yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Look at dude. Like he better bust his ass in that chair. Fire.
Hold on, let me fix the. Okay, is he standing on the chair spinning?
Yeah, he going crazy.
Come on. Let me know how the stream go. If the cameras is y'all can see the cameras or whatnot.
I don't see anything on the screen right now. It's all black. Oh, I see us now.
Okay. Yeah, man. What up, y'all? We been gone a minute. It's been like what 2 weeks since the last pod.
Yeah. We had to
We
go see
seen
some movies, nigga.
I might say we seen a few movies. Been a lot of movies we come out lately, and Yeah, man, we gonna jump into it. Just trying something new with the cameras. It don't look like I'm gonna figure this shit out. I wanna get it set up. You know how like BG have it all set up when he do the podcast and shit.
Mm.
But I'm gonna figure that out later. But yeah, you see, you got the camera. Shout out to BG. He hooked me up with a webcam. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Shout out to the chat. I see everybody in the chat. My boys, Rice Star, E Rock, Kiso,
Shit.
Jazzy Jefferson, John Donuts. Hold on.
I think. Let me see.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, Wizard, Kiso.
I ain't
Real
got,
quick,
I ain't got the chat up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I ain't got the
this
chat.
stream is sponsored by Jiggy Merch. You know what I'm saying? I got on
Ooh.
My Jiggy T-shirt. You feel me?
Hold up, and PlayStation. Y'all see that?
Ooh,
Sponsored by
absolutely.
PlayStation.
By the way, speaking of Jiggy Merch, everybody, if you listening, please, please support Jack Move. He is severely depressed right now. His Grizzlies are down 1-3 against the Los Angeles Lakers as of last night.
Oh yeah,
Please
damn.
support Jiggy Merch.
Me
Please send
too.
your well wishes to Jack Move. He is severely depressed. He's probably drowned in the tub of coleslaw right now. I don't know. I haven't heard from him all day. Please, 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 please support Jack Move, Johnny.
Fire.
Support 'em.
But y'all got anything to say, man? Intros? What y'all want to say, man? Let people know what you want to say, man.
That was good, y'all. It was good. The piggy in the flesh. Yeah.
This your boy A to the. Yes, sir. We got some. Went and saw some movies. Hey, movie mans are working in overtime this weekend. We had
Yeah,
some.
we have, and I seen like 3 movies full.
Damn, niggas really spending money putting cinema on the map. Some of
Yeah,
us was
I
watching
spent I
movies.
spent like $20 on some chicken tenders and fries and an icy.
Man,
Hell
going to
no.
see going to see a movie on a Thursday. Turn around, see another movie on Friday, and we still got to make time for these games. We doing this for y'all, people. You feel me? Like some people gonna wait for the streaming services. Movie
Yeah.
man, we get butts in
You know,
seats. You know,
some,
Mm,
sometimes we watch movies so y'all don't have to.
facts. When we see
that's true.
trailers, we saw the trailer in the movies about 2 months ago before it hit YouTube, my nigga. Before it hit the Discord streets, we been there, done that.
Right.
We see what's the world premiere trailers when we go to these big box office films. So not only that, we supporting local businesses. We taking advantage of these VIP memberships. We going crazy. So yeah, and we got the cameras up.
Yeah,
Spice
we
it
did
up.
it. We did it for y'all.
Hmm.
Um, Now real quick, I see my boy E Rock in the chat. He said, "How everyone a mod except me?" E Rock is simple. You're a movie man. Movie man don't get mods. I'm sorry, you just don't get them. You know, you just don't. Now I will say, Kiso is Kiso a mod? Kiso is a mod. Now, granted, Kiso's a movie man, but he's also one of our biggest supporters, so he gets a mod. That's what it is. But yeah, man, just letting y'all know what we're gonna talk about. Y'all haven't heard our thoughts on Mario. The movie been out for like 2 weeks, but we haven't talked about it here. Me and Alex did talk about it with BG on his channel, so if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. All of us giving our in-depth thoughts and everything on the movie. Uh, Red Peg hasn't given his thoughts. We'll let him talk about the Mario movie, what he liked, what he didn't like. He does seem to have a lot of thoughts about that movie, but so that's what we're going to start with. But before I get to Red Pig, I just want to say real quick, the Mario movie is good. It's a good movie, great animation. It looks beautiful. If you haven't seen it, go see it. That's pretty much it. If you want to, if you want to go in depth, like I said, check out BG's channel for that video. But did you want to say anything, Alex, before we get to Red Pig?
Did you want to say anything to me? Do you want me to say anything?
No,
Yeah,
it's up to
go
you.
ahead.
Do you have anything to
Oh,
add before we get to Red Pig?
no. I feel like we went through and through for this movie for an hour and a half on BG's, and mind you, I'm on your shit, BG. You trying to get the movie guys to come and give you all our takes so that we don't have a show. You not about to be the
Yeah, he
only movie
poaching. He poaching.
podcast centric. Yeah, you not the movie guy centric guy on the crumb side. Relax. That's us. We still got other members that's gonna give their thoughts. Red Pig, I did have one question, and I'm gonna ask after you give your takes on the movie, because I don't want to. I think you'll either say what you either answer my question while you're explaining it, or if not, I'm gonna ask you when you're done.
Okay. All right. So this Mario movie, right? It's a good movie. It's a good movie to me. Is that you niggas, y'all been dick sucking this movie, bro. This is a good movie. It's serviceable, bro. This movie is not as good as y'all say. A 10 out of 10. Are you serious? A 10 out of 10
Who
for
said
Mario movie?
that? Who said 10 out of 10?
He said 10 out of 10. I have no complaints,
I said there was no.
nigga.
There's not one complaint I can find in that movie. Let me hear your complaints.
I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't have I don't have complaints for real. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Like if we was to rate this movie like as a regular animated movie, like about based on the writing and the characters alone, is a mixed bag. But you like Mario and shit. It's cool. The references, I like the references. Certain moments made me laugh. Um, Also, I want to say Illumination. The movie is gorgeous. I give them that. The movie is gorgeous. That's the biggest. That's the most impressive part about the movie to me, honestly, the visuals. Oh, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack good. Peaches, 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 peaches,
Oh
peaches.
my god.
Peaches all the time. Fire. I like that. I like that. I like that. I would as a regular animated movie, it's a 7 out of 10 at best. At best. All right.
Sound like a hater.
But as a video game adaptation, I give it honestly as a video game adaptation, I give it a 10 out of 10. How about that? But if we rating it as an animated film, putting it up against all these other greats, it's low key a 6 to 7 out of 10, nigga. You can only really recommend this movie to gamers, niggas who played Mario when they was kids, or children of today. Like other than that,
I mean, that's the
the
audience.
movie
That's literally the audience. You just described the audience. Okay.
I know, but if that's the audience, but I'm talking about we watching it. That's why it was reviewed so poorly, nigga. Because
What? Oh, you talking about the critics?
yeah, that's why. Because if you have no knowledge of the game and shit, or you're a kid, the characters, and the story is paper thin, nigga. Paper thin.
The Mario movie, my nigga.
I know, but if we putting it against other animated movies, right? This movie is mid as fuck.
Now okay, but this is the thing. With those other animated movies, they have to plant their ground in to make them stand out amongst all the other things that are already proven. Mario doesn't need to prove to you even more why it needs a movie.
Okay, were you connected to any of these characters for real?
I don't care about Nintendo, but I'm saying for the movie itself,
I'm
it doesn't
I'm
prove
telling you that the movie, watching the movie, but it did make you care more for like Princess Peaches and the mushroom
no, because
and Luigi.
no one is this is what I'm saying. It's already a proven IP. No one has ever cared about Mario's home life. If anything, the movie did give us that. The movie gave us more things to actually imagine in a world of Mario than the fact that he go climb a pole like a damn stripper. He saves Peach. He fights Bowser. That's it.
Okay,
The movie at least
I
gave us
mean
a situation where he probably going out to find his dream. They did exactly what they could do with the source material.
exactly,
They
exactly.
let
The
these
source
niggas spend
material,
their life saving, huh?
exactly. That's another thing. The source material itself isn't that good, nigga. It's purely based off. It's like I don't know. It's
So you don't
if
like Mario in general.
I know Mario is cool, like for
You
what
don't
it
care.
is.
You're ambivalent. You don't
I'm
care.
talking when you're looking at the story, the characters, it's not that good of a movie.
You wanted to
I'm
find
sorry.
a Nemo with a Mario movie.
Yes.
Now,
Do you see what
now,
I'm saying? Do you see
real
what I'm
quick,
saying?
Red
I
Pet.
was well. I no, I didn't. I'm
That's
lying.
that's
I'm
like
listen. I'm lying. My expectation was low. I was expecting it to be shitty, but it wasn't.
that's like
But
asking
but
an
I have a
Interstellar
high
from an M Night Shyamalan.
no. But I have a high standard in anime movies. So I seen a good animated movie today. Shit's all over Mario. Might not be as pretty, but you know,
You talking about that
uh,
Japanese shit you saw?
Hajime Mashite.
Different. I
listen,
mean, it's for older people.
Was it like Suzuki? What's the name of the movie?
Suzume.
Suzumi.
Oh,
I actually have heard it's good, but
what was it about? Tell us about it.
Oh, you want me to give a review of that right now?
Well, before you do that, let me ask you, where does the movie graphically, because you said that's the best thing about Mario's movie,
Oh, easily. That
where does it rank graphically amongst the other movies you've seen lately?
Oh, it's one of the best. It's one of the best in recent memory.
Yeah.
It's
definitely one
it's
of the
not
best.
but like it's not up there with Pixar's best like Toy Story 4. You got to see that movie. Gorgeous.
I saw Toy Story 4 in theaters. I don't remember it looking that
it's
as
And
good as
keep in
so
Mario.
you need to
mind,
go see it again, nigga.
and keep in mind, it's all
And,
about art
Alex,
style.
and
Bro,
also
you can see
this is
the
my,
stitching on Mario's clothes. Like, it looked crazy.
also this is my point. The movie had to be visually spectacular for it to grab kids' attention. If it wasn't that, it had to.
Kids don't
It
care
had to.
about that graphics, nigga.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Kids
Kids,
don't even like
kids want
watching.
to laugh and they want it to look pretty.
Kids today don't even watching old shit like Finding Mermaid, Lion King shit no more. They like watching shit like Frozen,
You want to know,
Zootopia. They like watching CGI shit. They like that's the shit that grabs their attention.
fam?
Like,
Because it pops and it's colorful.
yeah, it's pops and it's
You ever
colorful.
watch
That's
the
what I'm saying. The
you ever
movie
watch
had,
the old school Scooby Doo episode, nigga? You know how ashy that look.
and
You go watch them.
that's one of my points. The movie had the pop for it to be a success, nigga. The movie is colorful, bright as hell. It's a gorgeous movie.
I
It's
I
best part of
wouldn't I wouldn't even say that the movie has to be plush and bubblegum pop colors. You got to
it
think
definitely
about it.
did.
But think about it. What were the displays that people were watching TVs and movies on back then? You could get away with the Scooby Doo. You can get away with the a SpongeBob. The first episode, one or two of SpongeBob was pale as shit. When you go look at those old cartoons, they're not that pop. They don't. The colors don't pop like that. We have
That's the thing.
eight.
That's the thing. That's the thing I'm
We
trying
have
to say.
4K HD. Like you have to have shit that takes advantage of what we can see. You can have a mobile game look better graphics than some of the first three. There are mobile games that look better than Toy Story 1, graphics wise, the CGI. So the bar has been put up. You can't blame
That,
Mario for being colorful
no,
and
I'm not saying it, but I'm saying that helped the movie for kids and whatnot. Like it being gorgeous, grabbing their attention, holding their attention, like a lot of shit going on at one time, like keeping them stimulated. That movie had to have that for it to be successful.
let me do
Now,
some
Red Pig, let me ask you two questions I seen in the chat. This is from Wizard. He says, "Is it on par with any Disney Pixar animated movies, or do you feel that the Pixar movies are still king when it comes to the animation?"
Um, I mean, you gotta put like lower half Pixar, like it's not touching none of their recent work,
I'm about
nigga.
to go look up a list of Pixar
Y'all
movies. We did,
niggas might hate on Buzz Lightyear, but Buzz Lightyear is
You think
better.
you think Lightyear better than Mario?
Lightyear is better than Mario. Lightyear is better than Mario.
you just pissed me off.
You seen Lightyear?
No.
Well then,
There are other movies you could put against Mario that I would agree. Incredibles, Monsters
no,
and Funny.
no,
These
no,
are
no,
classics.
it,
Or you just talking
no,
about
no,
how
that's not fair because obviously this movie ain't touching none of those. I'm looking at recent
so,
entries,
so
like
basically you got Lightyear, Turning Red, Luca, and Soul, and Onward. You watched Onward? Be honest. You watched
good
Onward?
movie, good movie.
Onward was good.
You didn't see
Onward was
Onward?
good.
No.
Luca is fire too. Luca is fire.
Luca is good too.
How about this? How about this? All of the movie, man, we are gonna go see Elemental when it drops. That's Pixar's
Oh,
newest.
I'm there. I might be there day one, nigga, with the kids.
When does that movie come out? Let me
I
see.
I have
think
no
in
idea.
June.
Elemental release date. We gonna all watch on the same day, May 17th. No,
Oh,
May
that's
se-
coming
that's
up.
soon.
That's coming up.
no. June 16th.
Okay, yeah.
Movie Man will be in the building, and we gonna put Pixar to the test. What's the other big powerhouse that you like talking about that you said ain't as good?
Uh,
Um,
and did
DreamWorks or what
I
you
didn't say
do?
that. DreamWorks put
DreamWorks
out a
did
lot of
Puss in Boots. Red Pig, that's another question in the chat.
Puss in Boots is good.
John said, "Is Mario better than Puss in Boots or Puss in Boots better?"
No, no, not
Puss in
even
Boots is
close.
better.
Not even close by far.
Didn't Puss
You
in
know what?
Boots get like a nomination?
I
Puss in
think it
Boots
did.
was at the Oscars. Yeah, I don't think it won though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm getting sick of movies. How can I put this? Y'all know y'all don't watch cartoons like that, but what Ribbit, you should be more familiar with this. There was a time in Cartoon Network where all the cartoons looked the same, and you can actually go Google this.
Yeah,
The way that they draw the heads and all of that are the exact same. It's literally just different eyes and different hair. And people have like been making fun of them on like, nigga, Gravity Falls is the same cartoon as this, and this looks
No,
exactly like this. They all got
Dragon Ball,
big thick fingers, short little bodies, the same head cheek shape where it does a divot. I hate that a lot of the movies are starting to feel the same.
as like animated, just period animated.
Like just the like the actual figures in the movie, it feels too similar. Like they just feel thick and chunky. You see what I'm
I,
saying?
I don't think that apply. Have you seen like, Pixar's last couple movies? If you go, I don't
I'm
know.
I'm about to go back to the list.
Listen, look at Luca. Look at
Who's the company who does How to Make a Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon?
That's
that's
the exact
DreamWorks.
style I'm talking
That's
about.
DreamWorks.
That's
Yeah, so
So
look,
yeah, is that blocky ass style you don't like?
yeah, bro. How to Train a Dragon, Home, Trolls, Boss Baby, Abominable, The Croods,
Yeah, it's that weird CGI.
that's
I don't know how to describe it. I know what Adam's
no,
talking about though.
you name it DreamWorks.
It's the stiff. It's not stiff animation, but it's like they focus too much on like the mouth of the characters, and the
yeah,
rest of like the animation is just like flat.
all the emotion is here. All the emotion.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like where Pixar, I feel like Pixar does their backgrounds exceptionally well. Where other companies they focus too much on the actual characters, and the backgrounds are like flat, or the rest of the bodies, or the rest of like the animation just doesn't look good because they're just so focused on the facial animation.
Mhm.
That's why
Yeah.
Pixar.
I'm gonna be all right, bet. Elemental, we gonna be in there because I'm gonna be honest. All I've seen is the trailer where she get in the subway. Elemental, when I saw that trailer, it looked a little dated. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
crazy. Saying a Pixar movie
No,
dated visually is
it's not the
crazy.
texture. It's not the texture of the
That's
characters. It's the stiffness. Literally, they're like oh ho ho ho, and like drop some water on his head and some grass brought up. That's all the movement. It's just like it looks stiff. But we gonna see.
Is Elemental the movie with the fire girl and the water guy? Or
Yes,
am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro. It feels a little dated, and I'm going only off of a 1 minute trailer. I get it. But I'm going in there with my I'm going in there with my hat. I'm going in there with like my little Yelp review hat on.
I think
y'all just really did
yeah,
it.
I think you gotta wait because I think they had to touch stuff up. And that's the thing. Pixar usually takes like 6 months to touch stuff up.
Hmm.
I think the fire and the water mechanic. I think we haven't seen everything the movie's supposed to show in the previews. They kind of keep that tight, like on their previews and stuff. Pixar don't
Yeah.
really give too much away, so I'm gonna reserve until the movie comes out. But I can't say like the last time a Pixar movie disappointed me, animation wise. Story and stuff like that for sure, but Pixar
Soul
pretty
was
much
Pixar, right?
always gets it 100%.
Soul
Visually,
was,
that's what I'm saying. Visually, they don't miss. There's
Soul was
not
Pixar,
an
right?
ugly Pixar film.
Soul
Soul
is
looked
Pixar.
good. Soul looked really good.
And Soul is fucking
I think
gorgeous.
that was the last Pixar film I saw. Let me see.
It
Was
probably
Now,
is.
Red Pig, let me.
Was Tango Pixar?
No,
Mm,
that's Disney.
I think that's just regular Disney,
That's Disney
right?
Oh,
animation.
but that was
Disney
actually
animation.
I thought Pixar worked on that, but that was pretty good. If they didn't help out,
Pixar animated studios did Big Hero 6, Zootopia, Tango, you know,
Big
yeah,
Moana.
Hero 6 is
those
fire.
movies. Yeah, Moana's probably the best looking animated movie I've seen in the last 10 years.
It's
That's
It's
not an
because of the water,
animated.
bro. That water looked
Yeah,
you know,
really good.
you know what it is,
the
bro. And
volcano.
y'all gotta go. Y'all
That
gotta go
too.
watch Toy Story 4 again, bro. That movie is gorgeous.
I can't bring myself to watch Moana, bro. Like when I know that the whole point of the movie is to try to make you cry, or just like it's so sad, it's so
That's
heavy.
not. That's
It's just
definitely
like,
not the point.
That's not the point.
Definitely.
But I
Moana
have a
not that sad.
12-year
It's
old
not that sad.
cousin, and yeah, it's not that sad. I got a cousin, and she forced me to watch this shit, and I was like, wow, this is. I didn't watch it in theaters. So I watched it on Netflix when it was on Netflix before Disney Plus ever came out. So this is like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, yo, this is one of the best Disney movies, Pixar movies I ever seen. I'm mad I didn't watch it in theater because it's kind of hard to like get that Pixar experience at home
wait,
unless you have like a crazy ass TV.
what was that movie that it was like? We don't talk about Bruno. What movie was that?
Coco. That's Pixar.
That was Coco.
Yeah.
That's
No,
Pixar.
that was
That wasn't Coco.
Encanto.
Coco is when they're like
Encanto.
skeletons.
Encanto.
Encanto is the one with the girl.
Oh, that's Pixar. That's Pixar.
Encanto was kind of mid.
It was
To
alright.
be
It was cool. I
honest,
like it.
mid. But okay.
Hold on, real quick in the chat, y'all was talking about the animation style where all the motions like in the mouth and the all that. Dwayne Carter in the chat, he's also a Pixar fanboy. He kind of like Red Pig 2.0. He said it's called Bean Mouth. That's the name of the art style. It's called Bean Mouth. He said Pixar adapted that in Turning Red, which I haven't seen still. I haven't seen Turning Red still.
I need to pull up the chat because I ain't even been looking.
But Red Pig, I want to ask you something that we talked about in Discord, and I brought it up with BG when we talked about Mario as well. It seems like there's two sets of people when it comes to Mario. There's people who didn't like it because they feel like the movie didn't have an in-depth story with like emotional weight to it and like You know, the characters felt kind of shallow, and then you have another the other set of people who feel like that's what they like about the movie because it's just a fun movie. It's not too serious. It's not super like heavy emotional, and that's what they like about the movie. Where do you kind of like what you think about that? What do you feel like? Is that why you don't like Mario that much? Because you feel like it's like too shallow?
No. I said I like the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It was just that y'all was giving it like just dick riding it too much for me.
Okay.
You know
Like the
what?
movie,
Hey, pause.
like y'all saying
Red Pad did the same thing with John Wick.
y'all.
I'm gonna finish your point, but I'm gonna counter it real quick.
All right, y'all was like this movie is like one of the best animated films to come out in recent memory. It is not. It's not. If we're being real, it ain't that much better than Minions, made by the same people, Illumination.
No,
Uh,
you
yeah.
you are crazy.
So this is my thing, Red Pad. This is what you said about John Wick, though.
Wait, go ahead.
You said this about John Wick, though, because when we were going with the move, like when we had our first impressions, and we're like, "Yo, this is like," we're like, "It's mindless fun," and we love it for being mindless. I think you have a problem with like, not a problem, but I feel like if a movie doesn't have like a strong like narrative,
It'll
you
make him rethink his
automatically
life.
yeah. Like if you don't
Nah, that's not true.
you don't appreciate it as much as people. That's why I think Mario's like mindless fun, and I feel like we need movies like that. Not everything needs to be like a meta analysis on fucking life. So
I,
I don't
I,
think every animated movie needs to be a meta. Like that's the thing with Pixar. They like making life. Like Jack brought it up like a couple weeks ago. How like Disney movies make you think about life lessons and stuff like that. Where Mario's not really going to do that for you, and I feel like it has its place.
I
It may
mean,
not win awards, but it's like I feel like same thing with John Wick. John Wick is not going to make you rethink your life values, but like it deserves its place because of what other stuff it does great. Yeah, the story isn't going to teach you a lesson or anything like that, but not every movie needs to do that. And I think
That boy,
English
that
might
boy
be a great
Tyrek,
movie without doing that.
that boy Tyrek driving off road, nigga. What you what you ride? You
Oh
running
no,
over people?
no, this is my speed bumps and shit. So
Hey, he ended up in the back seat. He like boom, boom. No, I'm gonna say
But
this, Tyrek, and I'm agree with you, Tyrek. Keep in mind when there was a moment where Red Pig was the first one to go see all the movies. What does Instagram story say? 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
yeah,
Ever since we started going to see movies
that's
first,
not true.
now hold on. Ever since we started going to see
That's
movies
not
first,
true.
now he like,
That's not
we
true.
gonna see if it's that
Yeah.
good.
yeah, he got his little
yeah.
clipboard.
He already, yeah, he already.
That's not true.
You know what's crazy about Red Pig,
Now,
bro?
Red Pig, you go see the movie first. Mary Pig, you see the movie first, and then we gonna see it because we ruining your movie experience.
You know what's
Y'all
crazy, bro?
definitely right. Y'all
We
definitely
ruining it for you.
Red Peg's Instagram story be having me dying, bro. He be on there using words I never heard him use before. Like he be like, this movie was dubious. I concur. This is the. I'm like, what? Who is this? What the fuck?
One time this nigga said the word extrapolate. I'm like, you've never
Yo.
used that word. I was like,
Yeah,
nah.
I'm like, hold
my
on.
word.
This ain't the same Red Pig. This ain't him.
Hey. If at least Mario went in the movie saying, "Yeah, 5 fucking
Oh
minutes."
my god. You know what? You know,
like, hell yeah.
you know what it is.
Look,
Say
look,
that
At least Mario didn't do the. Yeah.
they
At
was
least he didn't do that the whole movie.
they was
If he would have do that, y'all would
thinking
have
that
given 10. If he would
the
have been
Mamma
doing
Mia.
that out of 10.
Every time they said Mamma Mia, I cringed. It was like always a slow motion, and he was doing a
Yeah.
backflip in the air. Mamma Mia! I'm like, bro, come on. How many times we gonna say that? We get it. You like pasta, like.
Now I just want to point out
Hey,
something that bothers me when it comes to Red Pig's movie opinions. People sometimes like to say I'm hypocritical, and I can acknowledge that. There's times,
You are
but
extremely hip.
Red Pig is one of the biggest hypocrites when it comes to this. He's judging movies like John Wick and Mario for not having like in-depth stories and in-depth characters. But then he'll go like some bullshit like Jurassic World 2 or 3 like
And-
I just
I
don't get it. And then he sat
guess
up and said Top Gun had an in-depth story with characters, but
didn't
he
say
couldn't
that.
name a single character from the movie.
I
mean,
didn't say that.
come
I
on,
didn't say
bro.
that. I didn't say that.
You don't go see Top Gun for the story or the character. The whole reason we love Top Gun Maverick is because of the action and the visuals that they gave us.
And the characters.
There's nothing wrong with that, but just
And the
admit that. Don't say it's the
And the
characters. Who gives a fuck about
the
fucking Pete? What's his fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Like I said before, y'all love Last of Us, but Last of Us is a simple story, nigga. I'm talking about Last of Us, not Last of Us.
You could say the story is simple, but the characters
And
are
it's
not.
about-
No, the characters are not.
Exactly.
No,
And
But
that's
you,
not fair.
the
That's not
character
fair.
Top, and either the characters of Top Gun.
Red Pig,
Oh,
there is.
go ahead.
I was gonna say you cannot keep breaking down stories based off of the skeleton that you're given. When you were in ninth and 10th grade, I don't know about the Louisiana school system, but I do know that in in high school, ninth through 12th grade, what do they teach you? They don't teach you how to read, nigga. They don't teach you vocab words. They teach you what is a story and how do you create one. Those 4 years of high school, you kept reading the same books, but it was doing what? Talking about the hero's journey, talking about how do you articulate a story and how they put it together. You start learning what a goddamn illusion is, what a metaphor is, what a symbol. All of that, it's found in every story. And when you keep saying, "Oh, it was an escort mission," nigga, that's not the story. The story is the narrative and the relationships that's built within Last of Us. If
Exactly.
that's if that
I know that.
if that's the case, every movie, every story, every game, every book is the exact same unless there's a twist at the end. You can't do that.
Nah, that's no.
You're ripping away the identity of the story by
No.
calling it an
All right.
escort
What
mission.
about everything everywhere at once? What is that? Does that apply to that?
As far as what?
What you just said?
If
Is
you
it, is
wanted
it
to,
just like story?
if you wanted to, you could break that movie down in two sentences. It's a story about a mom and a daughter having a rough relationship.
yeah,
If you wanted
That's
to,
my thing. Like
you could literally say
stories.
I mean,
this is the story of I don't want to use the wrong word. People, immigrants that came over and they're just trying to make things work and trying to adapt to the Western society's view of how you should be as a young woman. You could literally break it down to that, and a nigga will write you off. Like, we've seen this story a million times. Like, no,
I
that's not the
mean,
story.
in that case, you could do that to every movie.
But what we're
that's what he
saying is
said.
that's what you do.
I'm not.
That's what you
I'm
do.
not doing that.
I'm
I'm
about,
not.
I'm about to go grab one. Hold up. That's what you do. Every movie that we love, you'd be like, I mean, it's just some camera shots with some music in the background. Nigga, what?
That's
Come
my
on,
thing. Like
bro.
you can have your opinion, real quick. I just don't like the double standards. Okay,
Facts.
you're judge like the way you came in and dissected John Wick. And you didn't say it was a bad movie, but you went kind of heavy on like dissecting it, but you didn't keep that same energy with another like mindless action movie like fucking Jurassic World, for example, or a Top Gun. That's all I'm saying. You keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. But you can have your opinion. That's not a problem. Now, granted, if you have a preset bias against a
Like you
certain
did
movie,
with some movies.
then that's one thing. Like me, I have a bias against Avatar. So no matter what, that movie could be a fucking Oscar-winning, Best Picture story, and I'm still going to shit on it because I don't like Avatar. But that's a bias. That's a different. But yeah, that's cool, man. You talked about Mario. Did you have anything else you want to add about Mario, Ray Pick?
Good movie. 7 out of 10. Not one of the best anime movies in the past couple of years. This is good. It did what it had to do.
How would you feel about a sequel?
No.
Definitely happening. It's
What would you
definitely
want?
happening.
What would you?
It's
What would you?
happening, but,
What would you want in a sequel to make it better for you?
I don't know. Flesh out the characters more. Come up with some shit. Change something, nigga. Make Luigi interesting, nigga. Make Peaches more interesting, nigga. I like
Yeah.
Bowser. He's pretty good. But
Do you think they have any impetus to do that? Why would they even do that? I don't think they know
that
people don't give a they
but
don't
that
they people don't give a fuck.
that'll piss people off. I don't know what they would do, honestly.
It's like with the Nintendo games. Dwayne, shut the fuck up. I know you want to say something too. Why would they change anything? People are gonna just buy it. Like people, this movie's gonna pass $1 billion. They're just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna do the same thing we did, but up it to 10. That's all they're gonna do. They're not gonna change the story or make
Right.
it more mature. They're not gonna do none of that shit. What's the point? It's Nintendo, and even though it's not Nintendo making this movie, the people who love Nintendo or like Mario, they don't give a fuck what comes out that dude's mouth. As long as they see Mario on the screen, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser, that's all they want to see. The movie could have been dog shit as a story, but we're in time and age where you can release dog shit, but as long as you have an IP with a movie, people will buy it. And Mario is the most popular IP on the planet other than like fucking Pokemon. So people are gonna watch the movie. The sequel was already probably made before this shit came out. There'll probably be a damn trailer in like a week or so talking about they're dropping it next year. Like they're not gonna change anything.
Yeah.
Now, Tyrek, were
Nah,
you
I mean,
still planning to go see the movie?
Yeah, I was supposed to go see Mad movies this week, but I got sidetracked. But I'm about to go see that probably end of the month before Guardians. So
See what?
y'all can spoil it. Y'all can spoil it.
See
No,
what?
Mario. I need to see Mario. I need to see the animated
What?
movie with the cat, and I need to see something else. But
What's the last movie
like
you
with
saw recently?
fuck, what was it? It was Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay,
Damn, you
okay. Yeah,
slacking.
we talked about that. We talked about that last.
Yeah, I'm slacking. Yeah,
Slack. You didn't even see Dungeons and Dragons yet one time.
Yeah, I was gonna go this week, but I don't know.
Y'all,
we already
y'all,
talked about it in the
guys,
podcast, so I was like, it really is. I could just wait for it to hit streaming.
y'all movie guys, y'all slacking, man. I'll tell you
I saw a bunch of movies last week, and I'm going to
man,
see Sisu
I
on
got
Friday.
my free ticket right here, so
that.
I'm about to go see that
There
shit.
you go. Well,
Um,
we could talk about Evil Dead, but I want to wait till Alex get back. Alex is not back.
Well,
Speaking of Evil
um,
Dead, y'all, let me ask y'all: should we talk about the movie spoiler free, or what y'all think?
I mean, it
Because
ain't much, nigga. It
oh,
ain't
the
much.
spoil.
Well,
there's
if you
people,
see
there's people.
Evil Dead,
It just came out this past Friday,
nigga,
so
if you seen one, you seen them all, nigga. Ain't nothing to spoil in the
no,
fucking movie, nigga.
no,
This movie is mid as the fuck, nigga.
no, 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 no,
This
no,
movie is mid as fuck. It's like
Rapper, you're the first
gory
person
as
that said that shit.
is like every other gory fucking horror movie, nigga. There's nothing special about it, nigga. This movie is made for
no,
teenagers and kids,
no.
and my kid like my,
Now,
it's
Red Pig,
mid
when
as
you say
fuck.
stuff like this, you need to let it be known that you don't like horror movies. You're not a horror movie fan. You
I
don't like
don't,
horror movies.
I don't, I don't.
So,
I'm gonna give a quick review on it.
is there any horror movies that you actually like?
I like Scream
Which one?
6.
The new one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Uh, damn. Yeah. Yeah.
So like growing up, you didn't fuck with no horror movies.
No, I was in a horror movie.
You was just Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc.
And
Okay.
Narnia.
Oh brother, now that's a horror movie. Should ask. No, I'm
What?
just-
Are you stupid?
the
You,
first
you
Narnia
like
is
that
good.
movie?
That's the only one I've seen. I ain't seen the sequels.
All 3 Narnia are good movies.
There's 3 of them. I
I
definitely didn't
mean,
see.
yeah,
I don't even know how many there are. I only seen the first one.
Caspian and the Voyage something. Voyage something.
My bad.
All right, this is what we're gonna do, Alex. Evil Dead just
Wait,
came out this past Friday. Okay,
let's go.
we're gonna open up, give our spoiler-free thoughts,
Okay.
and then we can go into spoilers after that, and I can give
Sure.
people a warning. Okay, because there's a few people in the chat that haven't seen it yet. Like Iraq, I know he want to see it. Actually, he said he's gonna see it tonight. So
Okay.
None of my takes
Let me
are
let's
me
go
get
ahead
my-
and let Red Peg go first with his Evil
let
Dead
me
thoughts.
okay.
Spoiler-free,
let me
Red Peg.
all right. Nigga, you being real, the trailer was way scarier than the actual movie, nigga. It was cheesy and everything seemed so fake. There really wasn't a real story behind this to me. And mind you, I watched the 2013 one recently, and it was, nigga, the preview is like the first 30 minutes of the movie. You ain't missing shit. If you've seen the preview, which I know all you have, you've seen the movie, nigga. The best parts of the movie is in the trailer. But I will say, the setting is relatively unique for a scary movie. I did like that it was based in is that a spoiler?
What?
That it was based in an apartment for the most part.
No,
Is
that's
that
not. That's not a spoiler.
Oh well, I thought that was unique, at least for a scary movie. Evil Dead. I'd never seen something like that. Um. The practical effects. Um. The practical effects are really good in this movie. Um. Basically, all the special effects is really good in this movie. The kills are really good. They look good. It's not like, oh my god, it's fake. What else? But to me, it's like it had. If I see so, I don't. I watched the other ones. I mean, I watched the 2013 one. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem that much different. It seemed like the same shit, different color. Like Alex said, Evil Dead. He said earlier, Evil Dead is the Call of Duty of scary movies, nigga. Once you seen one, you seen them all, nigga. And this is no different. Um, if you're a fan of Evil Dead movies, go see this. You don't like it. I expect most of the niggas in the chat gonna like it if they like the other movies. If you never seen an Evil Dead movie, skip it. Save your money, save your $20, nigga. Go watch that Guy Ritchie movie, Covenant. Great movie, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Um, Also, I think some major plot points they didn't get resolved adequately, in my opinion, and they contradicted some other story elements that y'all will get into. I'm sure if you know.
Let's revisit that when we do the spoiler part.
Um,
Now, Red Pack, I want you to be honest with us for a second. At any point during watching this movie, did you actually get scared? Did you fling your popcorn in the air? Did you have any moments like that?
I'm gonna be real. No,
So the whole time you never got scared one time.
no, I'll be real. No,
Okay, that's pretty good for you. I'm surprised. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
the movie wasn't scared of me. I mean, because you've seen it in the trailer, all the scare parts in the trailer, so it was like you expected it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Um. Okay. Well, that's cool. Out of 10, what would you give it?
I gave it a 7.
Okay, 7. That's not bad.
For
It's
somebody,
it's a good movie. I was gonna give it a 6, but I was like, I've seen a worse movie this year, so
What's
I'm gonna
that?
give it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, Alex, you
I
want to
think
go
it's
ahead with yours? With your thoughts?
do you want to? You and Tyrek saw, right?
Tark can see it
I
yet.
don't think Tyreek saw it yet, but I can go ahead real quick if you're not ready.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still writing stuff down real quick.
So real quick about Evil Dead. Great horror movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Evil Dead. I've seen the very first one, that one that came out in the '80s, and I saw the 2013 remake or sequel, whatever you want to call it. I liked both of those. This new one, fire, absolutely fire. I'm gonna just go through what I liked about the movie first. Right off the bat, when the movie opens, it has this really cool scene. I don't want to spoil anything, but it has this really cool scene that kind of sets up the movie,
Title screen.
gets you
Fire.
prepared, and then it does one of the best title screens I've seen recently. Like, just it's like it sets the bar. Like, as soon as the movie come on, it's like, okay, yeah, we ready. Like, that title screen, fire. And especially if you in the theater, when you hear the sound, that shit is crazy. Then we get to the movie that we see in the trailers, which is the mom and her children. The real quick, what I want to say about that, the actress that plays the mom, that gets possessed, she did amazing. She was the best in the movie to me. I was reading a little bit about her. They said she actually used to be a supermodel, and then she transitioned into acting. She good choice, because she was fucking good. She was great in this movie. Without her, the movie would have definitely lost some points, in my opinion. But yeah, keeping it going with what I liked. The gore is there. The gore in this movie, if you're a person that likes gore, they got plenty of gore for you. It's very, very creepy. I think that's a good word to use, is creepy. It's not really like scary, like you're gonna have nightmares about this shit, but it's creepy, right? It's creepy. It has a lot of creepy moments in it. A lot of gore. If you're somebody that's like squeamish when it comes to like blood or like seeing people get injured on screen, it's gonna hit you, because it got moments like that where they don't shy away from that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, that opening kill did get me.
Yeah, the opening kill. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's one of those moments.
Yeah. I like
What else? What else did I like? What Red Peck said, the setting. The whole movie takes place in an apartment building. I thought that was cool as well, how they did that and set that up. There's some things I think they could have did better, but see, a lot of my complaints about the movie have to do with the supporting actors. But
Mm.
but yeah, dang, what else was I gonna say? The war. I don't know, man. It's a really cool theater experience, this movie. When I went to go see it, it was on a Friday. No, it was Saturday. It was still kind of early in the day on Saturday, so it wasn't that many people. But like a packed theater, I think this would be a really cool experience. It's also a good group movie. Like, this would be a fire movie that we could all watch in Discord. It's just, I don't know. It's a really cool movie to experience with other people. But real quick, just going into some of my complaints with the movie. My biggest complaint with this movie is the supporting actors, and you see some of them in the trailer. The mom who gets possessed has 3 kids. She has 2 teenagers and 1 little girl. The little girl was fine to me. The actress that played her, she was fine. they had moments where she's like trying to be cute and she says cute things. I thought was cool, but then also moments where she's like scared. I thought she did well, especially for her age. The biggest disappointment to me was the two teenagers. To me, they were terrible in this movie.
Boy.
I agree.
There,
Nigga, the son.
bro, there's scenes where the mom is fully possessed, like fucking, like staring them down, chasing them down, getting ready to kill them, and they just looking at her like, I'm like,
You
that's
know,
it. Like, bro,
you know,
if it was me in that situation and my fucking mom was possessed trying to kill me, nigga, I would be terrified. They don't
You
look
gonna say
terrified.
Will.
They don't look terrified at any moment in this. They have these like blank expressions. They just look shocked or surprised.
Tell that they're either you can tell that the way they're being shot. I'm not looking at a scary figure. It's kind of like a
Right.
you know.
right. And you know, it's funny. The little girl is the only one who had the right reaction to that. To the you know.
Yeah. Like I'm expecting like if you're seeing your mom in this position in a scary movie, press pretend it's real. You would be scared out of your fucking mind. There would be tears flowing, something. They didn't have any of that. So that was my biggest complaint. The actors were just flat. The actress that plays her sister in the movie, so the mom that gets possessed, she has a sister that's also in the movie. To me, in the beginning, she also was not very good, but halfway towards the movie and then towards the end, I thought she did great. I don't. We could. I'll talk about this in spoilers, but the daughter, the teenage daughter, there's a moment in the movie where she also becomes better to me as far as her performance. But
She looked like a fake Selena Gomez.
yeah, but the teenage son trashed that trash. That performance was terrible.
Throughout the whole
And and that nigga had a mullet.
But overall, I think the movie was great. It's
And-
it's not like I wasn't going in expecting like Oscar worthy performances, but it's just a minor complaint that I had. But overall, I love the movie. I would give it like 8 out of 10. I really, really, really want to see them do like what you want to call it, a sequel to a sequel, whatever. I would like to see another Evil Dead with this type of formula, because this one was really, really good. It was good.
Hey, what was that movie that's coming out? You and I watched the trailer for it, where it was like a lady on a cliff, and it looked like it was shot on an old film camera. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, it's called Annie Sman, something like that.
And
Let me look it up real quick. I know what you're
I
talking
think
about.
isn't it like the Bone Woman or something? Hold up, horror movies coming out. I think it's coming out this year, right?
Yeah,
What?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Annie-Sman. Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you.
I said, Tarek, you were supposed to go see Renfield and
I know shit happened this past 2 weeks, and I gotta see
Pope.
all these movies the next couple of weeks so I can at least
That none of
give
y'all
you
see
all a
that.
review.
None of y'all see that Pope movie, huh?
I didn't go
Just
see Pope's Exorcist. No, I was thinking about it,
No.
but I read
that
some
movie that shit
reviews.
reviews.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Ain't
Yeah.
all of those shits though?
I want to say this: we need to, if y'all not doing it, we need to have a. Have y'all heard of the movie Skinamarink?
I have.
Nope.
I heard it. I heard it was boring, but so that's why I didn't watch it. But
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could watch it in Discord. I don't think it's that long though. We could watch it together.
What is that movie? You said it's called Hannies.
I tagged you in Discord.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm gonna speak on that movie here in a second. Were you done with your take one time?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Yeah, go see
Okay.
Evil Dead if you haven't seen it. Go see it.
I
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to
real quick. If you haven't seen any Evil Dead movies, you do not have to see any Evil Dead movies to see this new one.
Just like a reboot, right?
It's
No,
it's
I
kind of
think
it's. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It has elements from the past movies, but really outside of that, you don't need to see any of them. The only thing, and it's not a spoiler, in the Evil Dead movies, they all have a book. It's called the Book of the Dead, or the Necronomicon, whatever. That's like a mainstay in the Evil Dead movies. That's the only thing that's in this movie that's from the old ones. Outside of that, and even then, like I said, you don't need to see the other Evil Dead movies to understand. Like you won't be missing out on anything, basically. So yeah.
I wrote down some movies because I think it'll help frame where I'm coming from as far as me appreciating Evil Dead Rise. So for the lay of the land with scary movies right now, scary. I think we use scary very broad because scary depends on if the person finds it scary. Now it's pretty much horror or psychological thriller. That's pretty much, you could damn near make every movie at this point. Oh, it's a psychological suspense thriller. You could put that on Finding Dory if you want to, nigga, because she's stressed out and got anxiety. I don't know, but just for this year, we've had Megan, Smile, or just within the past year, Megan, Smile, Men, Barbarian, The Menu was deemed a horror, Scream 6, Nope, Infinity Pool. Did y'all see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Mhm.
Ass.
Red Pick saw. I didn't see it.
I saw it.
Another movie you told me go see
Then
It, it
Exorcist, Rent, and
with
Renfield just
with Skeet Davidson.
Pray for the Devil, Crimes of the Future, Knock at the Cabin.
isn't there insidious type of
Insidious 6 is coming out,
yeah, that's coming out this
or
year. And
5. I don't know which one it is.
then that
But
movie with the nun.
Pray for the Devil.
Yeah.
So what I've been noticing recently over the past year or two, our horror movies are not what we are accustomed to. I think we grew up on having the big baddie or the one figure where if we see somebody can dress up as you as Halloween. Think of stuff like The Ring or The Grudge, The Exorcist. Y'all remember those mainstay horror movies where it was like that franchise is built around that character. I guess you could put what, Halloween, Freddy,
Like
Jason.
Freddy versus Jason and
Yeah,
Yeah, like Michael Myers, shit like that. Yeah.
right. And what I've been noticing is that we aren't getting any new horror figures. We've been more so being received movies where, like you said, Wonton, it's creepy. It's just creepy to watch. You feel me?
Yeah,
Honestly, for me, when it comes to horror movies, if we never see another Exorcism movie, I'm okay with that. Evil Dead Rise is damn near an Exorcist movie without the religion. Um, for me, I feel like we're watching horror movies just change right before us because everything that we've seen recently, Wonton, you can attest. When we both saw Men, we just said it's creepy. It's not scary.
yeah,
When I went and saw Infinity Pool, it's creepy. It's not scary. It's like they're feeding us stuff to just make us feel uneasy, and I'm okay with that because a lot of times the scariest shit is something that you don't want to look at or like it's just uncomfortable. The mid 2000s and we saw a lot of jump scare shit where it got to where it was so comical. It was like Paranormal Activity,
Activity. I was about to say Paranormal Activity.
Insidious,
Yeah.
um the Annabelle universe, the movies like Dead Silence. Y'all
The
remember that one?
Conjuring.
Yes, yes. So
Queen.
those movies, it got to where the jump scares are so telegraphed. It's like, okay, we hear the music. I see that the person on the camera's right here. There's a big open space. I know somebody's about to pop up. Okay, I guess. Scary movies weren't scary. It got to where my mom and I would go to movies and we would just be like, this shit is trash. It's not scary. So I like that we're kind of moving into a situation where the way you shoot the movie, what kind of seems a little bit creepy. I'll call back to Parasite when I said that the creepiest thing I'd seen that year was the dude staring over the staircase with his eyes in the kitchen where the little kid was eating cake and you just saw like these eyes like that. Scariest thing I saw that whole year for 10 seconds. Um so for Evil Dead Rise, I appreciate it because it's going back to where it's not a bunch of jump scares, it's just some like carnage. It's just horror movie violence and I really appreciated that. For me, I'm gonna start with the cons. The trailer showed the best parts of this movie. I said in the Discord, it got
Yep.
to where when I got to those scenes, I damn near in my head, I was verbatim saying it with them because I know the line, I know the scene, I know what's about to come up next.
Mom is with the maggots.
Yes, they gave us they gave us the highlight sizzle reel of the most fire scenes in the movie. If they
Yep.
would have just said Evil Dead, if they would have just gave us one, maybe one, not the mommies with the maggots now, but even the one where she's like banging her head on the door or looking through the
Oh yeah, yeah.
peephole and grabbed the little girl neck through the door or whatever. If you would have just gave us that, that's all we need. We need scary movies. We don't have a ton of scary movies out right now. Let us find out those scenes that we can come back and talk to each other about. All the shit that was fire, we already seen. So it was like, well, damn, and because of that, I don't know if I can blame the movie for that, but to speak to what you said, Red Pig, the fact that the whole movie took place in an apartment complex on one floor, the movie felt like the stakes were low. And I get it. No Evil Dead movie is like, oh, the whole world's gonna be damned and shit like that. But it was just like all of
Was
us
off
are
the
on
chain.
we're on one floor. And it's like you really start to think about it and you just like so y'all over here letting gun oh spoiler warning, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear it, just mute me or turn the podcast off for like 5 minutes. You got gunshots going off. Ain't nobody wondering what's going on the fifth floor. You got the
Right.
elevator broken, don't know. And granted, there was an earthquake. Oh, the phone lines are down, or nothing's going about. You got a whole pushing a grocery cart outside. You talking about you sitting there screaming, nigga, if you don't throw something at that nigga, say, hey, we getting killed. Like we saw Scream 6 where the girl was goddamn climbing out of a window to another one. This ain't you have a person right here, and you're like, what is this whisper scream? That rain ain't that loud. So I was like, what the fuck? You really start to realize all of this is taking place in an apartment complex where 5 people live in. Now, granted, she did say they were gonna wrecking ball it, so maybe most of the tenants had left because the building was so bad. But I didn't like it. The more I watched it, I was just like, okay. Um, oh, and another con, the boss battle was trash. The final
Yep.
boss battle was
Boss battle.
trash. That's what I'm gonna call it. The boss battle was trash. It wasn't scary. This is where practical effects probably became a con because it was
Mhm.
it was it was so contained where it was just like that's it. That's what we scared about. I
Right.
want to call back to just to compare because Red Pit, you just recently watched 2013's Evil Dead. Remember at the Evil Dead 2013 where that woman raised out of the mud of blood? She literally
Yep.
came out of the ground
Yeah.
and it was like you know what I mean? Like it was
Right.
like fuck, like it's literally
It,
raining blood and this nigga just came out of the ground. Like that's perfect. Then you go to this one and you got a keloid with 7 arms where the kids are like, "Here, let me give you my arm," and she's like, "Ah," like you get a massage by these little kids, and now you got 18 arms. You don't even move correctly. You a big
right.
nutsack walking around. Like, no, it's not scary. But anyway, the pros for the movie, the gore was great, the effects were nice. I love the staples. Evil Dead, you gonna get a chainsaw, you gonna get some scene where it's supposed to be simulating bloody rain. Um,
Nigga, the endings of the 2013 one and this one felt so similar, nigga.
and that's what I'm saying. But I see, but there's certain movies that when you see it, you kind of like it. At least for me. Like sometimes you love when it's a callback to
I,
whatever, whatever.
I thought it was lame, nigga, when it was
Now
just
keep
at
in
the
mind.
end when it was running blood
Now keep in
again.
mind, it's been 10 years since the last movie.
Oh, that
So
too. I guess.
for the people that saw the 2013 and has loved or just really like that one since then, we like, oh, let's fucking go. They got the rain on there. On top of that, um, 2013 was just scarier. It was just scarier. Like at the end of the day, the even though they were in a cabin or whatever, that scene where she was peeking through the floor, the basement, and she had that door cracked. Nigga, I just got goosebumps thinking about it. That movie is just scarier. Um, and one of my pros is that we killed kids. I like when video games and movies kill kids because
You
to
don't
me,
expect it.
I'd be feeling like they'd be too scared to touch it, or like, nah, we're gonna let the kids get away. No, she was ripping these niggas' arms off. This is
Yeah, she
remember
fucked
the
that
It
little
movie?
boy up.
Yeah,
Remember
he ripped his arms off.
remember when it was released a few years ago and it literally was like dead kids floating in that? I was like, let's go, he getting these niggas out the paint. Like, yes, kill these kids. It's a scary movie. We ain't gotta say
The
these niggas
movie you hate,
pickpockets.
hey, the movie you hate on Black Phone showed a lot of dead kids.
Please
It
don't bring that
showed
movie
dead
up.
kids.
The black
It only
phones
showed their
kids
ghosts. You didn't see them
and
getting
on
killed.
Yes,
and
you saw they fucked their bodies.
Wonton,
Oh, I missed that part.
the makeup on them kids look like the Thriller music video. Them niggas was ashy and had some and had cataracts. Them niggas was not scary. Oh, he got a hole in the side of. Come on, man. Um, I say all that to say it was lackluster as far as the scary department, but it was a refreshing watch compared to what we've been getting in the horror space. Um, and like I said, I'll just to pull another movie, Crimes of the Future. I don't even think y'all watched that. Me and my girl went to see it. It was a horror movie because of the topic. The movie wasn't scary, but if you allow yourself to think about a world where humans are mutating and body modification is what's in and uh because humans couldn't feel pain. So it literally got to where me cutting my body open was like sex. So literally pain or mutilating your body was sex and it was taboo. That's creepy, I guess. It's not really scary. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm getting at? So I fuck with Evil Dead Rise. Um, I think we are gonna see a I think we're gonna see a callback to what scary movies used to feel like. I know y'all saw the trailer for Talk to Me.
Yes,
Any scary movie
sir. That's
Talk
the
to Me?
next. That's the next
Um,
scary movie.
any scary movie that's PG-13, I'm already giving you a 6 out of 10. You have to work
Yeah.
yourself, you have to work
hmm
yourself from a 6 out of 10. And I bring that up because of Insidious.
That's
Um,
because this stupid idea that if you rated R, you're not gonna make any money, which is dumb.
mhm.
I mean,
And well,
it's hard to make $1 billion at rated R.
Yeah, but every movie's making $1 billion though.
and
That's why these budgets aren't that big where you
and
need to
Tarpek,
make $1 billion.
the issue back in the day, they was only making R-rated movies because violence-wise, it could have been
Sold.
PG-13.
It's so, yeah.
Could have been PG-13, but they made it R-rated because I
They
know
said
y'all
fuck
remember. Yes, every scary movie they has a pair of titties. It was like, why is every scary movie have a sex scene? Like the Jason movies, Freddy Krueger movies,
because
House of Wax.
they
They
had the teens fucking and then they needed
right,
someone to
right.
die. Yeah, it's like
Let's
Scream. Scream they had it, but Scream
some
they hit it well.
yeah, somebody having sex is like,
Yeah,
and then I get stabbed. It's like if you took the titties out, this would be a PG-13 movie. They know that now. They know that nudity because back then you pretty much
well,
you was only seeing nudity in the movies if it was like a scary movie. Like you weren't seeing nudity like that in action movies. If you was watching like an action movie, it's because it was like James Bond, not even James Bond, but something where it's like, oh, you saw like a nipple or something. Horror movies was
yeah,
like a girl running around with her titties out like you know.
yeah, because it flipped. Like that's the thing.
Mm,
Action movies nowadays, like you're definitely seeing few naked women off
hmm.
rip.
Yes.
Nowadays, like you a full on sex scene, which you never really saw in like action movies. You see
See
like a
Babylon.
cutaway,
Yeah.
cutaway. You actually seeing that shit now. I'm like, damn, these action movies are like when I was growing up. I mean, they're appearing like one or two, but not all of them. Now
It
that
might
shit's
be
just like
it might be
common.
in the shower with like a silhouette. In Babylon, nigga, it was penises flapping around.
Yeah.
It was legit sex, pubic hair, buttholes, all in the first 15 minutes of Babylon. So I agree. It's kind of switched on what we in the Western world deem as appropriate for cinema because keep in mind there were some movies where it had too much nudity, like Hostel and stuff like that.
Oh
They was get
yeah.
they When's the last time y'all seen a movie get an A rating? Back when they was
Well,
releasing those like torture porn
torture
movies?
porn. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Hot,
don't do that no more just because no one's gonna like. You can't
mm,
bring your kids to watch that shit.
yeah.
So
And it's like it's A. I haven't seen an A-rated movie since I was like in elementary and or middle school, and even then, it was like very specific times. It wasn't like, oh,
Chi-
9 in the morning, we got an A-rated movie y'all can go see. It was like Friday night.
Chicago was the last movie, and that was like 2003.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think to wrap up the horror movie segment, I feel like we need more experimentation in movies when it comes to horror movies because for one, we grown. This, like I said, The Ring was scary because it was a girl with some hair over her face and she came out of a TV. Nowadays, you're gonna have to actually creep us out because the kids nowadays, the middle school, one of my sisters in ninth grade. She just want to go to the movies with her friends. She don't care about no horror movie. They'll go watch a rom com, nigga. They just want to go hang out and get out the
Yep.
house. For the people that love horror, I truly feel like it's our age demographic and older. I don't know any, and I have two little brothers that are like 12 and 13. No little kids in my family or my immediate siblings are looking forward to horror movies. It's all adults. Now, granted, I'm not their age. Maybe there are kids that were like us where we was watching horror movies growing up. I don't think they looking checking for horror movies.
They
So
not because there's no like guy like when we grew up. Remember, we had Freddy,
yeah,
Jason, Michael Myers, Chainsaw Dude.
yeah, the
We
Texas
had
Chainsaw,
people.
yeah,
We had people's like to look to Jeepers Creepers. That was
mainstay,
like
yeah,
he was Jeepers Creepers. The dude, he's the last guy where you can be like, that's the last time a horror movie had like a face. There's
yeah.
no face anymore. Like all
Mm.
the villains now, they're like mysterious and they're clouded and like we never really get to know the backstory anymore. They keep everything too shrouded now. That
And you
said,
know
we
what?
found like the back origin story for Jason, we had an origin story for Freddy. We had origin stories for all these
I'm,
people, and they don't do that shit no more.
I'm gonna
So
tell you. I'm gonna tell you what. And I know the movie that did it, Paranormal Activity, made them realize that we can make a lot of money with cheap
doing
effects
nothing.
because
But
the
yeah,
ghosts don't exist. All we need is an invisible wire to throw a vase across the board because there's a ghost spirit in the crib. You never really saw it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even that movie that came out a couple years ago where it was the lake house where it was like a woman and she went to the other side of the lake and it was the flipped house.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Or Invisible, the not the old Invisible Man with Kevin Bacon, but the new one where the nigga had a suit that was invisible and he was haunting his ex.
Oh,
Y'all see
Invisible Man, that was
and you
fire.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, stuff like that, it's all CGI. We don't have anyone to sit here and look at and be scared of, and it's like all the movies adopted that. So for me, you're either gonna have to experiment in the ways of shot, whether it's going back to older film cameras, because Ennie's Men looks like it's shot on one of those old cameras. Um, or even with Quentin Tarantino will literally go shoot it on some reels, or like it's not digital. What did he shoot Hateful Eight with?
On
Or
on
eight
the
millimeter or 60
this
millimeter,
six yeah, whatever the double 30 it was double or whatever the normal 70 millimeter. Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah, 70 millimeter tape. Yeah.
Whatever it was, whether it's gonna either have to be the texture of what I'm seeing on the screen, or it's gonna have to be the framing to make me really feel like, okay, I'm watching something different. Because nowadays, the way they're shooting scary movies, it feels carbon copy. It's either gonna be that, or it's gonna have to be interaction. I know we got Bandersnatch, and people thought it was corny or just like a one-off. If there's a way, like I said, I don't know, but if there's a way that if more people get more 4D cinemas and stuff like that, and there's a way that, or maybe at home, I don't know, but like I said, I think we are gonna see the resurgence of traditional scary movies where they're actually just like carnage, scary, something to be like, oh fuck that, that creeped me out. Not something where we
Yeah.
were calling Midsommar scary. Midsommar is a cult movie about a toxic relationship. Do you see what I'm getting at? But anyway, that's my spiel on Evil Dead Rise.
You know what it is. I think I enjoy thrillers more than I will ever enjoy like a scary movie. Like
Mm,
the last movie that it was kind of scary to me, but it's a thriller. Is what's that movie? That M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Knock at the Cabin? No,
No,
Old.
The village
no.
signs.
Sixth
It
No,
got
he's
Sense.
talking about he talking about he's
It
talking about
got James
Split.
McAvoy in it.
He's
James
talking about
Oh, you
McAvoy.
Split.
talking about Split?
Oh,
Split.
it's a glass
I
and all
fucked
that
with
other
Split.
shit. Yeah.
I thought that was a nice movie.
Hold up, Ennie's
I
Men
thought it
already
was kind
came
of
out?
scary too. Huh?
Yeah, I was. It says March 31st, but I didn't see anything
What?
about it, Alex. So we missed that
Bro,
apparently in
let's watch
theaters.
that. Ain't no way it was in theaters. I would have seen it.
I
I
know
check
that's
the
what I'm saying. I
Showtime
didn't
every
see
week.
it in the my theater either.
Man, we can watch that tonight. I'm trying to
I
see
think
it.
it's because it's like a small European indie movie, so that's probably why.
Oh man, I hope it's not like Lamb. Because Lamb look kind of heat from the trailer, but
Hey man, we
I'm
can
down to
watch it. We
watch
can
it.
see.
I'm down to watch it.
But yeah, I don't know. I am liking this kind of like. I see what Alex is saying. It does seem like we're in like this period where horror movies are changing, and you have two separate kind of waves of horror movies. You have your blockbusters like Scream and Evil Dead, which is what it's kind of going for. They even bring it back. Insidious has a new movie coming out this year.
And I hope it's good.
But then you also have the indie horror that's kind of doing its thing. Movies like X, Barbarian, even Ari Aster's movies like Hereditary, stuff like that. Two very different styles, but
Hold up, Jack said y'all comparing slashers to supernatural movies.
Most slashers are supernatural though. Freddy's supernatural. Jason's supernatural. I mean, it
Yeah,
progresses to that.
he's talking about when I said the Paranormal Activity versus a the Ring or not the Ring, the Chainsaw Massacre or something like that.
Oh,
I wasn't even speaking about I was more so speaking about the entire like horror movie genre at one point only became there. Think about it. There were years where we only saw exorcism type movies, or there was years where we only got doll movies. I just brought up Dead Silence. We got Annabelle, and then Annabelle had like two or three more of them. Like there are a certain type of divots that a lot of movies came in that same vein, and that's what I'm saying. Like Evil not Evil Evil Dead Rise feel like we getting a little bit more of those practical effects like Red Pig loves. Where the elevator filled up with blood. That wasn't CGI. They
fire.
literally were
Right.
they literally had an
Fire.
elevator full of
Fire.
blood. Um and that was a callback to The Shining. Uh, so yeah, I mean I feel like I bring that up to say that the movies I want them to scare me from what I'm seeing on the screen. I don't want me to freak myself out. Infinity Pool was a movie where I creeped myself out because I'm imagining if this was real. You see what I'm saying? essentially.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it, y'all. Like I said, Evil Dead is fire. One, just to bounce off some of the things Alex said. For me specifically, what I like about horror movies, especially some of these recent ones, for a movie that really scared me, and I feel like I've always been this way. Things that always like get me kind of like scared or creep me out is usually like the visual. When you have a movie and it has like a really creepy shot or like a really like it kind of burns image in your brain. It's like, ooh, like that's really creepy.
Like the tape from The Ring, that little VHS tape.
You're right. But also sound. Sound is huge for me. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm in the theater and there's like, a demon is like screeching or a nigga chasing and you hear the loud ass footsteps, that's the type of shit that get my heart pounding. Even in video games. Like, there's been times where I play a scary video game and I gotta turn the sound off, bro. Cause I'm like, this shit is getting to me. Like, for example,
Discord, man.
one of my favorite games, Alien Isolation. That game, you have to literally hide and run from the alien. When that nigga is chasing you and you hear them loud ass, big ass dinosaur feet, and the fucking music is like, dan, 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 I'm like, oh my god, it's scaring the shit out of me. So that's the type of shit that I love in movies, and that's one of the reasons why
Or
I
if it's done well,
loved.
the lack of sound also is what's creepy. If you don't hear
Yeah.
nothing and you just like,
Right.
what the
But just to give another example, one of the movies that did it well, the reason why I liked it so much is Hereditary. That movie delivers on two of those things. The imagery is some of the creepiest shit that I've seen, and the sound. When you have characters like, for example, the scene where the mom finds out that her daughter's dead, and she's
Oh
literally
god.
screaming, crying, like that shit makes me uneasy, bro. And it's just her
I just got
crying. It's not even
I
that
just got
scary.
goosebumps from that
It's just the
scene.
way it sounds, like that, and the music that's playing. Like that's the type of shit that I love in horror movies. But yeah.
Mhm.
But
You want to talk about Beau's Afraid?
yeah, we can go ahead and talk about Beau's Afraid.
Now,
So
you and I have seen it, right?
I think so.
I'm not gonna lie, that movie is so all over the place. Wait, you saw it too, Red Pig, right?
Fuck, I'm not watching
Mm-mm.
that bullshit.
Oh, that movie is so grand. We might just have to start from the beginning and work our way up because I can't even begin to just wrap it up with a
Y'all
bow.
do that.
Let me give you our intro to Beau's Afraid. Okay. So Beau's Afraid is a new movie. It's made by the same director that made Hereditary and Midsommar.
Mhm.
Um, e- this is crazy. Even if you like those two movies, I cannot guarantee that you would like Beau is Afraid. It's very, very different. It's very different. It's not a horror movie. It's more of like a drama, psychological, comedy. It's very different. It's one of the most original movies I've ever seen, and what I mean by that is, I literally cannot compare it to anything. I can't think of any movie to compare it to. It's a 3 hour movie, but that whole 3 hours, bro, it's like it's crazy from beginning to end.
It
It's
gave me
also
the feeling
very
that Everything
divisive.
Everywhere All at Once gave me.
Yeah, it's very divisive. A lot of people online either love it or they hate it or they feel like it's middle of the road.
Wait. You said it gave you everything everywhere all at once vibes?
When after I watched it, I felt like I don't think I'll see something like this for a very long
Exactly.
time.
That's how I felt. I'm
But
like,
but is it in the same way as like this is amazing, or I ain't gonna see nothing this weird in a long time?
Before you even talk about if it's good or not, I just don't think I'm gonna see something like
right,
this in a
right,
minute. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So you
Now,
left the movie with the jaw dropped.
Pause. No, I just felt like I don't know. I'm gonna let Wonton continue real
No,
quick.
go ahead. My bad.
so I just want to point out, I'm a fan of Ari Aster, but me personally, Hereditary is still my favorite movie from him. I really loved Hereditary. Midsommar I thought was cool. It had some creepy moments, but I just didn't like it as much as Hereditary. And then Beau is Afraid. I really really liked the first half of the movie. I'll say like maybe the first hour, and then it kind of lost me going into like the second half, and then towards the end. I don't think it's a trash movie personally, but to me it's just as a movie experience. Outside of just like the originality of it, I think it was cool. It was cool, but kind kind of giving you some in depth thoughts. The beginning of the movie, bro. Well, first let me set it up. So this movie is about a guy. His name is Beau, and just stripping everything away. The main premise of this movie is Beau is a guy that has a bad relationship with his mom, and he also suffers from panic attacks and anxiety. This movie takes those themes and dials it up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
It takes something as simple as anxiety, and I actually read somebody's review of the movie and it made sense. Basically, what this movie does, it shows you what it's like for Beau to live life with anxiety, right? It shows you kind of like how he sees the world in his head, and that's why that movie is so fucking crazy. Because like
Yeah.
to us, we're watching the movie on the outside, like what the fuck is going on? But to him, it's like this is what he deals with in his head, and that's kind of like what they were going for.
You know what it reminds me of, real quick?
Yeah,
And ironically, this is another role that Joaquin did, the Joker.
yeah,
When
yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of saw how he interprets it and how
Hmm.
he's not picking up on shit, this movie is you're seeing exactly how he's reading everything.
Right.
And he becomes an unreliable narrator.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. Yeah.
I even read something where somebody was saying pretty much the only thing in this movie that you can kind of say for sure happened, and that's the exact way that it was in reality, was when he was born. The movie starts off with him coming out of his mom's womb. You feel me? And literally from that point on, they was like, anything else you see in this movie, it probably didn't even happen that way. Or that's probably not
Right. Yeah.
literally based in reality whatsoever.
And I think
But
they don't. But the thing about the movie, they don't tell you that. It's kind of like so.
exactly,
If you go into the
you have to
movie,
draw that inference.
exactly. If you,
Prime example, in the beginning of the movie, when you were talking about his anxiety,
yeah.
that was in the trailer when he just wants to go to the store and come back.
Hmm.
That scene where people are dying in the street, murdering each other, dancing, it was so overstimulating that I immediately got it. I was like, oh, to him, this is what the world feels like. To us, we might just be walking down the street. For him, the music is too loud. People running over each other. This person gouging his eyes out. This person trying to sell me something. This person asking me for help. This
Exactly. Yeah.
person, he at every single point, he's too simulated at every. That's not literally what the street is doing.
Hmm.
And another example, he goes in his crib, he sees something on the TV. Oh, a guy gets stabbed or whatever. He look outside, he see a dude look up at him after stabbing a nigga. Then he like,
Yeah.
oh god. And then the next thing he know, the nigga saw him, so he comes up and kicks his door down, try to kill him. And then you flash back and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go lock my door because that just creeped me out.
Yeah.
Everything in that movie is through the lens of him. You see what I'm saying? But he's interacting with it so well and fluidly. You really are kind of asking, well, what the fuck is when the nigga was hovering over his bathtub?
That scene was. I like that scene. I like that.
I did too. I
Yeah.
did too. But
It was just
obviously,
funny. Like that's another thing too.
there's not a nigga in his bathtub. But
This
to
movie is
him,
like it has funny moments that sometimes I'm
yes,
like, am I supposed to be laughing? But it's like, yeah,
yes,
like it's like just
mhm,
funny how crazy it is. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah. And that's pretty much what you see throughout that whole movie. It's you have to embrace it with everything is, and they gonna kill us with this one time. Everything is symbolic. I don't know how else to. It's not me trying to find an excuse
It's
for
an
it. It's not me
allegory.
trying. It's I'm telling you, it's not me trying to make it seem cool. It's not me trying to tell you something to make you go watch it. I'm literally telling you everything in this movie is symbolic. If you want my honest opinion on what the story is, it's about a guy who has an Oedipus complex with his mother that he doesn't realize, or whether it's his mom over him. It's a story about a guy and his mom, who the mom has coddled him. She's essentially poured all of her love, whether it's inappropriate or not, into her son. Uh, since he was a child, she made him on a pedestal. She was the model for her brands. She said that I gave you every single piece of me when your father, Mike Rippick.
My bad.
Um, long story short, his dad died. Apparently, he died on top of her. So she saved herself. She saved her virginity until she got married. They got married. They had sex. And I think as well they were saving each other. They were saving themselves for each other. They came, he died, he got her pregnant. So she was telling him, the love of my life is the moment that I've waited my whole life for is also the most traumatic thing I've ever been through, and it's also given me the best gift I've ever had. So you have to see where his mother she can't tether the son from the husband in how you came to be. And she's kind of just attached with that open wound. She's attached to her son everything that her husband should have given her love wise because his mom poured everything she had into him. And I don't want to skip far and head into the movie, but just to wrap it up in a bow, it's no pun intended. Uh, it's basically a son who uh struggles with anxiety, struggles with ADHD, struggles with a bunch of shit because his mom was had him on the top of a lot of meds. And that's another plot point too, Wonton. I think Ari was taking shots at the fact that everything in the world just seems to be we're all on medication and everything can be cured by some medicine. Remember the scene where the daughter was just eating pills, just snacking on them?
Yeah,
And then there was the one army veteran where they was like, "Oh, I thought you gave him his meds today. I thought you did it." And he just and it's like it's okay, and they just keep stabbing him with syringes. A
yeah.
lot of this is social commentary. And I feel like this is one of those movies where unless you welcome that and unless you are able to allow Ari to basically put something on the platter and say, how does it make you feel? Does this evoke any type of emotion? If you're not welcoming any of that, you're not gonna like this movie because it's not. I'm gonna tell you right now, Tick, Jack, Move, E Rock, they're gonna hate this movie. They're never gonna
Right.
watch it. Red Pig, you're gonna hate this movie. Actually, Red Pig, you like Babylon.
Yeah,
And the only reason why you like Babylon is because you saw what it was trying to do. If you welcome this movie and you accept what it's trying to do, you might find some enjoyment into it. If you're going into it looking for something specific, you're not gonna like it.
bro. The
Because
only
every
thing,
hmm,
the only thing that stopped me from seeing that movie is the runtime.
It is long. It's 3 hours.
and you know what? He switches it up so much. I know a specific point where people are gonna feel
It
like it
feels
might
like
have.
three different movies, bro. Like,
That's right. The
yeah,
part in the trailer where you saw him in that fake paper world, I know a lot of people are gonna say he could have kept that out because it did all of that, and then you realize that oh yeah, that was just something extra I threw it in there. It means something. You can pull something from it, but he could have taken that paper world out, and it would have been the same movie,
yeah,
in my opinion. Oh, what? I take that back. It was character development in that, but are you willing to spend 20 to 30 minutes on character development on a miniature world that doesn't really reflect itself in the actual end of the movie? You see what I'm saying? There was another situation. That's just another situation where the character Beau is discovering emotions within himself that he's never been challenged to do. Wonton, why else would he spend 30 minutes wondering what it'd be like to have a wife and kids and have
yeah.
something to live for? You see what I'm saying?
But then
So
they double back and tell you why because they tell you that he's a virgin, he's never had sex on that type of
exactly. And the nigga balls are huge. No pun. I'm not being funny. His balls are literally huge to where it's a plot point. Um, what part are we in the movie? Because we can probably just like skip ahead to like the meat and potatoes of the big plot points.
This like so as of what we talking right now is the paper world. That's like halfway through the movie.
Halfway through the movie, and up until then, essentially his mom dies, and he has to go to her funeral. And he just shit just he doesn't know if he should go to see he don't know if he should go see her. They saying that she won't be buried unless you show up, and he's trying to find her, but shit keep coming in the way, and he's trying to get to her and he can't, XYZ. Long story short, the mom set him up. It was a trick. She literally said, I did all of this to see if you would even show up. And I can't, it'd be an hour talking about everything that happened in that movie.
Yeah,
But I'm just gonna say I love the way it ended. It ended with him on trial, literally. And
Didn't
the way that it shot was like an audience people, and the audience was us. I love that Ari did that. Ari essentially had him in the middle of some water with like a coliseum around him, and the people are like, oh shit, they watching or whatever. We're the audience because it literally goes through the whole movie, and it says as an audience member, you were on his side because you're seeing all this, and you sympathize for him. You have empathy, and you realize how he wants to do this and wants to do that. The mom has a lawyer right next to her saying, "Ah, but actually he's fucked up for that, and actually you're wrong for that." And essentially, at the end of the movie, there's literally a lawyer battling another 1-800 lawyer or whatever, saying, "Is our character at fault? Is he actually conscious of what he's doing, or is he really just I don't know, you know?" And I'm not. There's a giant penis monster.
yeah.
Um,
That threw me off. I was like, what the fuck?
did you get that?
I don't know what I mean. I get the reference, like him having big balls, but I didn't understand what
Essentially, it was a because even the kid in the attic, none of that's real. That's what I'm saying. He told his mom, "There's a bigger, there was my brother, or it seems like in my dream, there's another version of me with different clothes." Where he stands up to my mom and he asks her, "I want to know about my dad. I want to see him." And he basically it's a version he's made in his mind that's brave. And we see that in real life when it comes to those shows like Hoarders or people that have like interventions. They literally create these characters within themselves so that that can deal with it and they compartmentalize it. And in their brain, they just operate on a level that they can that they can sustain. Essentially, his mom put that version, his brother, in the attic, and we don't talk about him. And up there was his dad, and it was a giant alien penis monster. His mom didn't have sex with an alien penis monster. What it signified is that up until this point, your dad has just been a sperm donor. You don't know your dad, you never have. At this point, your dad is just basically a giant like he's just some dick. That's literally what the movie was saying. And uh essentially that's what it was. It was like he's up there with the brother, that little brave part of you. It's up there with your dad. Stop
So
asking about it. And
so like so he basically died at the end or some shit.
yeah. Um. Oh, yeah. Let me, and I can wrap this up. I feel like I'm going on, but basically, at the end of the movie, he's on trial, and essentially, you as the audience member, along with his mom and the lawyer and him, you're basically picking him apart to see, Beau, are you really conscious of what you're doing, or are you whatever? He's arguing with, like, no, I didn't mean it, shit like that, and then he dies, and then the audience just starts to leave, and it says that as the credits are going up, people are just slowly walking out of the theater, and that was us. So essentially, we saw like an Odyssey type, Iliad type journey movie, and the point of the movie was to ask yourself, do you feel like he was in the wrong, or do you see it from his point of view? And up until that point, you had nothing to contest that. Like his mom, everything in that story was planted. His therapist was working with his mom. The family that took him in worked for his mom. There was a part where the wife was trying to tell him, stop incriminating yourself. Now, one time while we
Mm,
watching it, we're like, what the fuck is she talking
yeah,
about? And then she was like, Channel 75. And then there's a camera where he's being watched on the TV. And it was like, what the fuck? So there were things that play into it where you're just like, what the fuck? He goes home, sees a mural of his mom made out of different faces, and it's people that you've been seeing the whole movie. So there is a twist. There is a reason for it. So, like I said, unless you welcome the movie and accept what is given to you, you're gonna walk away feeling like that was a waste of 3 hours.
yeah.
Um, all in all, if I had to rate the movie, if I gave Babylon a 9 out of 10, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And I know that was
Um,
long winded, but it's a long movie
no,
and
that was a
it's
great
a lot.
review. You
It's a
covered
lot movie.
everything.
It's a lot in it.
Me personally, I gave the movie like a 7 out of 10.
You said this was 3 hours.
It is
Damn
3 hours,
near.
yeah.
God,
It's 2 hours and 59 minutes. 3 hours.
fucking
Um,
Christ.
I just want to touch on something. My boy E-Rock, he said, if you force yourself to like it, you'll like it. That's what he's trying to say. We saying. I'm gonna say this. This movie, even like I said, to me, it's a 7 out of 10. It's not a bad movie. It's not amazing. It's not even my favorite movie that he's done. But you, when you watch this movie, you can't go in. How can I say it? You can't go in like a regular movie. You can't go in like taking it serious or taking it for what it is. You
It's
have to
not been
kind of use a
shot like a
little bit
regular movie.
more. Like you got to be a little bit more conscious. Like,
Nuance.
okay, this is what the movie's showing me, but this is the message behind it,
Right,
right? This is
right.
this is what it really means, right? Because
It's a smart movie.
exactly,
I feel
and
like. I feel like it's
I
a smart movie.
like when we say shit like that, they feel like, oh, you're a movie snob, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Ari Aster, that's his audience. That's the reason why he works for
Yes.
A24. He's
It's very
making
niche.
movies for the type of moviegoers that want something more from movies. They don't want to just
Something
see
deep,
like
something
a
deeper than a Fast Furious.
exactly. That's the type of movies that's the type of movie it is, bro. It just is what it is. Now,
One,
you can call those people snobs or say what you want, but it's like that's just the way it is. I mean,
and
would you call somebody that goes to a fine dining restaurant a snob? Maybe, but that's what that is. They have their audience. That's what it is.
on top of it, there are movies that we say are trash. Prime example.
Phone cinema.
Let's talk about Black Phone. Everyone told me, no, but it is creepy because it's like he's got little kids, bro. Like that was a movie where it's deeper than the layer. There's other things that can make that really creepy. Oh, Jackman was the main one. Nigga, that could be your next door neighbor. Anybody could do it. He was right there. Okay, I get it. It's just not scary to me. Everyone else thought it was creepy, not for me. This movie, we're not forcing ourselves to like it. We're just saying you can watch something and you can say, I liked what I saw. The
Right.
way this movie is shot, it's like a muted level 10 octane. Like when the scene where all the crazies in the street went into his room.
Hmm.
Little shit like that. No, everyone in the city didn't go into his room. But
Yeah.
the fact that in his mind, the fact that he's locked outside of his apartment, and it's like, well, now they vengeful. It's like, give yourself more credit than you're just like. You guys are functioning humans. You can accept a piece of media without feeling like you're being too snobby and or that it's just too much for you to handle right now. You don't have to be spoon-fed entertainment. It's the same reason why niggas said the Kendrick album was good. I'm not gonna listen to it all day. Am I gonna watch Beau is Afraid every day? No. Do I like that I watched it? Yes. Would I watch it again? Yes. I'm
Fair
not
point.
bumping it every day. You see what I'm saying? So
That's a
Fair
good.
give
That's
point.
a good
yourself,
point.
give yourself, if you love movies, if you love cinema, allow yourself to entertain the idea of something that isn't so cut and dry. Niggas want to watch movies like back in the day when you get a DVD and it's a chapter select. No, nigga, go enjoy something. Go sit your ass down and watch the movie. Stop trying to skip to the scene where she got her titty chopped off on chapter 3. No, nigga.
And it's
Just
No,
like
you
and
like,
just watch you
with
run.
Hereditary, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say one time. With Hereditary, it's a cult horror movie, yes, but what is the main part of that movie? It's about grief. It's about a mother and a son battling who takes the ownership for this deep trauma that you and I have. So much so that it brought in satanic and cultish like things where she had to kind of just say like, he put in a whole bunch of elements of like, well, he was the pagan or payman or whatever, the devil or whatever.
mm,
But for 50% of that movie was the dynamic between him and his mom and her husband and her failing marriage. Midsommar, I keep saying it. It's a toxic relationship. Her burning him in the fire was literally saying, "I'm done with this relationship. I'm burning this union." Ari Aster does that with his movies. And y'all need to stop. If you don't want a movie to give you more than what you're given, narrative wise, don't go see his movies. But you can't call people snobs because we appreciate what he's offering.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, you gotta know what you're getting into, right? I mean, you know what I mean. If you know that you don't like movies like this, or you don't like movies that have sort of deeper messages or whatever, then it's not for you, and that's fine. It does not everything has to be for everybody. And I'm somebody that can enjoy, both. And there's even movies that have deeper messages that I don't like. And even with Beau is Afraid, like I said, it's a 7 out of 10 for me personally. I enjoyed parts of the movie, but it wasn't like a life changing, 10 out of 10. It's for me personally, I enjoyed the movie. Mainly the beginning of the movie is what I really really enjoyed. But yeah, but one other thing I wanted to say, I think the reason why I like Beau is Afraid and movies that kind of do similar things, y'all can just think to yourselves for a moment. How many stories have we seen, whether it's movies, games, TV, whatever, where a character has anxiety, right? That's a common thing. And you probably know people in real life that deal with anxiety. When they tell stories about those type of people, they usually don't show it from their point of view. We don't see how they live life every day through
Mhm,
their eyes. That's what Beau is Afraid does. And that's why, to me, it was so
mhm.
interesting. You get an entire movie through the lens of somebody that has anxiety, and you actually see
Also,
it
it's
how he sees it.
like Hellblade,
Like what?
You said what, Tyreek?
like Hellblade.
Like Hellblade.
Hellblade?
You're playing the game as
Yes.
Hellblade, and you hear the voices in your head. That's another example. Like they don't often do that. That's, to me, that's why Beau is so interesting.
Mhm.
If they would have taken this movie, right, and just made it like a normal movie, it would have been trash. It'd been ass. It would have been ass,
Yes,
bro.
bro.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would have been ass. And
Was it was it in the chat said what would we take out? Like I said, if I had to, I would take out the part where he goes into the forest and he reaches a village where people like literally it's a community of them where they move to a forest, they build an entire play set from the materials around them and live there. They do a show and then they pick up and move somewhere else. Um, I feel like they could have taken it out, but it did give us something different to look at,
yeah.
like the different worlds and stuff like that. I fuck with it, but if I
Mhm.
had to, I'd take that out.
But yeah, overall, it's
And
a cool movie. Really,
it's
really, really like the way they shot this movie. It has a lot of beautiful
yes.
scenes. Even just like some of the just really weird scenes, bro. Like there's a scene
Mhm.
we talked about it earlier where he's taking a bath and there's a dude on the ceiling looking down on him.
Bam.
That shit was I don't know. It was just that
This
scene was
movie
fire, dog. Like I don't even know
this
how to
movie
explain
is
it.
really this movie is really funny without trying to be. Like there was
Yeah,
so much remember and like I said, this is the beginning of the movie. Remember when the neighbor was like banging music real loud and he put a note every time you know when you wake up in the night it's like oh you check the time it's okay
yeah,
2:38 in the morning whatever. Every time he just woke up, somebody would come up to his door and slip a note under his door. And he like, what the fuck? He read it, hey, would you mind keeping it down? He go to sleep, wake up at 3:15. He's like, he just look at the door, somebody. So imagine somebody who has anxiety or struggles with whatever, and they they're so afraid that somebody is on their ass or whatever, that every time you wake up, you just so happen to watch somebody walk up to your front door and slip a note under and it's like it's something that you're not doing and then it got to where the note was like I'm gonna beat you like it was to where they was threatening him it's like stop playing the music so loud. His neighbor was banging the music so loud as this shit started shaking and then he just got a bunch of notes like stuff like that of course is not happening but it's like watching that and watching the character react to that.
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is the goat.
It's just really
Joaquin
good
Phoenix
imagery.
is that
And
dude
one
bro.
thing I will say, even if you watch this movie, some of y'all watch this movie, y'all don't like it. One thing you can appreciate is the acting. All the actors,
Yes
with
bro.
even with the weird material they had to work with, they did amazing. All the actors, Joaquin Phoenix did amazing. The supporting characters, they were all good. So that's one thing that I appreciated while watching the whole movie was the acting for sure.
I'll tell you what, Joaquin Phoenix is becoming one of my favorite actors because I didn't even realize years ago one of my favorite movies aside from Cube is Her. I
Oh
didn't
yeah, that's
realize
a
it
good
was
one.
what it took me until Joker where I was like, I've seen that nigga before somewhere. I'm like, that's the nigga that one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix, that nigga is to me. Listen, bro, these past 3 or 4 roles he done got, this nigga is working himself for me. He may not have the giant franchises that Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, them other white dudes, but to me, he's up there with Defoe as
Mhm.
far as like
Yeah, he's up
capability.
there.
He
He's
is
up there.
like he is solidifying himself late in his career. Like
Remember,
he's an
he's a
older gentleman.
villain. He's a villain in a lot of his earlier movies too.
yeah. The first
So
time I remember seeing him was Gladiator.
Gladiator, yeah, he's a
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, he cooking up. He cooking
Yeah.
up. It's damn near like watching Samuel L. Like well Samuel has some roles years ago, but he's so old where it's just like he was old when we were young. But Samuel L. he started really catching his stride when he started fucking with more Quentin Tarantino films.
right.
Like who talks about Black Snake Moan
He was
other than the
underrated.
fact
He was underrated until
he
he
was
started.
underrated and
People got to see what he could actually do.
because shout out to Quinn because Quinn started to allow him to be not maybe not the A role but definitely the B role in a lot of his movies with Django and with Hateful Eight. Damn, now I want to watch Hateful Eight again. But yeah,
I've been
Joaquin
wanting to
Phoenix
watch
nigga,
Kill
if he
Bill lately.
I'm surprised you like that. A lot of people do not like Hateful Eight, and I love that movie.
Hateful Eight is amazing, amazingly shot.
Ah,
The score is amazing, and it's funny as
yeah,
hell.
it's
Like that
funny.
movie is
People
hilarious.
say that's his worst movie. I'm like, you guys are insane.
Quentin Tarantino is one of the kings, in my opinion, of being able to make a movie out of a short room. Like you know when people do battle rap, and it's like there's some people that can battle in a small room where it's just you, me, and the camera, and I'm gonna go crazy. And then you got some people who need an audience to hype them up and build them up and make their bars feel bigger than they are. Quentin Tarantino, his movies, all you need is a box. That nigga about to have the dialogue, the comedy, the the range of the characters of what he requires them to do, phenomenal, nigga. Phenomenal.
One last thing I'll say about Beau's Afraid that kind of surprised me. I already when they showed this movie, the trailers and everything, I already knew the
Mhm.
movie was going to be divisive. But surprisingly, the reviews from critics and just regular moviegoers is actually not that bad. Um, right now, it's at a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes,
That's that's good.
and that's not bad at all. 70% is kind of
That's
like
good.
middle of the road. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a huge split, like you know, maybe
This
seventy
is
percent
this
from
is his
critics and then like a 40% from moviegoers. But it's not like that at all.
fam. This is his biggest, most ambitious movie that he's done. Like it's the least grounded movie he's done.
Yeah,
And from what I'm seeing, I don't be on Twitter like that. I've only seen one dude be like, "This is a career killer. I'll never watch another one of his movies." Okay,
yeah.
cool. It wasn't for you. That doesn't make the movie bad. You feel what I'm saying? Um,
And
but
I followed
yeah,
up that because I seen that tweet too. That dude, he just don't like Ari Aster's movies at all. So that
yeah,
nigga like
and not
the nigga that tweeted that he like Nope. And to me, I'm sorry, Nope was mid, absolutely mid,
As
you know
far
what's
mid.
I
yeah,
was like me, like
it
the Note
it
movie.
I,
It has like cool imagery, but
That's all they got. That's
other
all
than
they got.
that,
this the thing. This the thing. I think I will say this. I'm more open to accept what they're trying to do as a director. I think I'm more relaxed than y'all are. Like y'all be on some like, nah, that shit was trash. I don't like it. I'm the nigga that's gonna be like, well, I know what they were trying to do, and I'll try to find enjoyment in it.
I was for
But
me, I was just bored watching Nope. There was never a moment in that
yeah,
movie where I was like, on my seat or looking forward to what was
Oh my
happening.
god.
Even with
Nope,
Bo is
got me
Afraid, as
pissed off.
weird as that movie is, I was never bored. The only time I was really bored was that scene where he's in the animation world, really. But
and that was only because you were wondering what's the payoff, and
exactly,
it was literally the payoff is what made that feel like, okay, maybe we didn't need that, because then it has literally a whole nother half of the movie after the paper world
right,
that a
exactly.
lot of stuff comes to head. So it literally it
The
feels
movie
like
just so
it's a
crazy; it always kept me engaged.
Mhm.
You know.
Nigga, if it would have went straight from the first half to the third half, I think that probably would be like a 88, maybe 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. I bet you it's the paper world that everybody like on some. I feel like he doing too much.
Now I'll say this about Bo: if you on the fence, you don't really want to go to the theater and sit for 3 hours. I can understand that, but if you're somebody who can kind of appreciate um like what we've been talking about, the message and everything that it's trying to portray,
Mhm.
I would say get a movie a chance, man. Get a movie a chance. It'll be on streaming pretty soon.
Yeah,
If you get just one day, maybe you off work or something, you got free time, just give it a chance, bro. See if you fuck with it,
and
cause you
and don't
know,
watch it when you sleepy. Don't watch it when you like, all right, I'm gonna watch a real movie quick at like 3 p.m. Watch it when you got
Why?
time and you got like, because remember when The Irishman came out, everyone was like, God damn, this movie kind of long. It took me like 2 days to
Four
yeah.
finish.
4 hours, bro.
Yeah,
That
like,
movie long as fuck.
and even Babylon. I remember Tyrek said that Babylon was like, it felt like 30 minutes too long. You
Hmm.
feel me? So
Yeah, because you know what, when you start a movie out that fast and then you cut the pace
yeah,
30
and
minutes in, it's a drag because you're expecting it to
mhm.
keep that pace or drop off a little bit, but not
and
like slow down to a halt.
I will say this: being in the theater, long movies suffer unless you're like an Avengers or maybe even Avatar.
Hmm.
Um, if you're a long movie, you have to take advantage of not only the size of the screen but the sound system. Beau is Afraid could be a Netflix original. That movie doesn't require the big movie screen, the big sound. It doesn't require any of that. You see what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
ain't 3D. It ain't Dolby Cinema. It don't require all that. So if it's gonna be a long movie, I think that's why Irishman knew, let's put this on streaming, because this is something that somebody's just want to, let me just watch it on the couch, and I'll be able to by myself just watch it and get what I want from it. When you in the movie for 3 hours long, you thinking about, I still got to drive home. When you came in, the sun was out. Now the sun down. Now you're like, oh fuck, okay, that was my whole day here. You see what I'm saying? But
but yeah,
anyway,
man.
that's all I got with Beau's Afraid.
That's
What
our
movies y'all? What
thoughts.
movies y'all looking forward to?
Well, this Friday I'm going to
Ooh.
go see Sisu on Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to see that too.
Oh, is that come out this week?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to see that too.
All right, I'm gonna go see that with y'all.
Red Pig Tyrek, did y'all see any movies that y'all haven't talked about yet?
No, I'm
Oh,
just looking.
Tyrek been slacking. Alex been slacking. Y'all been slacking.
What are you talking about? I just saw.
Yeah,
I just saw 2. I
Uh,
saw 3 movies this week.
Wonton been slacking low key.
You going to see
Me,
Chevalier, right? Or something.
Chevalier.
I
Chevalier.
was, but I decided to go see Suzume instead. Suzumi
So
instead.
that's
My
the other
bad.
movie you
Did you
saw.
speak about that movie?
No, I didn't.
Give your thoughts
I
on that real quick.
ain't gonna lie. This is one of the best animated films I've seen in a minute.
What? Let me see.
Which one?
It's really good. I'm telling you, it's really good.
Now hold on, Red Pill. Before you get
Suzume?
in, I want to ask you: the director that made Suzume, he's a known like Japanese director. He does animation. He made a movie called Your Name. Came out in 2016.
I
It's
heard
like
of that.
top five or top. It's like top five or top four highest grossing Japanese movies. Did you see that movie?
I
I'm
remember
looking
hearing
it up
about it. I
right
don't
now.
remember seeing it.
If you haven't seen it,
I remember it being really, really,
I
really
would
good.
recommend you watch it. If you like Suzume, I'm pretty sure it's on Crunchyroll, or Funimation, whatever. But
Why is
yeah,
it rated so high? Is it like one of them romance?
Nah,
that
listen.
director, he's just his movies for some reason people rate them really high. They're really good. Apparently, they're like Japanese
Nigga,
anime style
They're like
movies.
Studio Ghibli type of stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
yeah,
like Studio
nigga,
Ghibli, but for like an older audience. I would probably say is probably what they're going for.
nigga.
But
This nigga Suzume is like that movie is gorgeous, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The artwork is gorgeous. The movie is like it's fast paced. It got some funny points, and the story is surprisingly good. It's actually really interesting. The hero is the main protagonist is just like it's this nice little polite teenage girl, overly brave and shit. And despite being
Overly brave.
overly good and shit, she like she like really believable and relatable. And it's nice to have like a positive, role model for kids and shit. I know there's kids gonna watch it, and it's for adults too, but especially you don't get many characters like this. Well, female characters like this in movies or animated movies. Period. So it was a nice, it was a nice change of pace. Uh,
Mm.
the movie is a good watch for kids too. Well, it depends. It depends. I'd say it's you can't bring no. It ain't Mario good for kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's like good enough for like 10-year-old, like 10 and up. I'd say.
how was the English dub?
Oh, I thought it was good. If it ain't dubbed, it's a dud for me, nigga.
I forgot you a
That's
dub. You a
disgusting.
dub.
That's
Nigga,
disgusting.
by the way, nigga,
That's
this
disgusting. Just let you know. But
nigga, this movie is fire. I gonna lie, it's really engaging. It's fire. I don't know how to say it. It's gorgeous, nigga. Gorgeous. You know how these Star Wars movies have like their own little droid and shit, the adorable droid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This movie got like a character like that, and it's pretty cool.
No lie, it looks like one of those films that on Netflix. I watched an anime movie where they were like running on bubbles. I don't know if y'all saw that
Nah,
anime on Netflix.
nigga, this if you look at this movie, nigga, this movie look like an expensive movie. Like it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous.
How long was
I
it?
gotta see if they hand
Uh,
drew it.
it's 2 hours on the dot. I think it's mostly hand drawn because that shit is gorgeous.
Yeah,
That
and
thing
when
is
you have hand drawn, it looks that type of style.
yeah, it's
It,
really
age,
gorgeous.
it ages really well, and it looks good on like screens.
Like you could
But
tell you could tell like an expensive hand drawn animated movie when you see one. In this one, you said
You know what's funny, Red Pig, and why I think you'll like his other movies? Because he has two other movies. He has Your Name came out in 2016. He had a movie that came out in 2019, I believe. I can't remember the name of it. And then he has this one. The reviews that I saw on this new one, they actually said that it's not his best one. Like they saying the other two are better. So if you like this one a lot,
mm.
I think you'll
And
like
this movie is really good, and I think this movie got a well review.
exactly. So that's what people were saying. Like it's a good movie, but like compared to the other two are better. So
And
you should
it's
check
funny.
them out.
This one probably got more action than Say Her Name and shit, because they got a lot of crazy shit going on in this movie.
Yeah, I think Your Name is
Visually,
like a rom com type of shit, but I don't know.
yeah, okay, that's probably why. Because this
They
movie
said
got,
they
I know
said
it seemed like got a lot going
only thing I know about Your Name, it's a guy and a girl, and they switch bodies. That's all I know.
on. Hold on.
So
Let me guess, they're gonna do the whole thing where it's like they look down and they're like, "Oh my god, I have different parts."
I'm
I
sure,
guess
yeah.
they're gonna do that.
But just to cap off some movies that's coming out. We seen Sisu that come out on Friday.
Hmm.
After that, I think the next movie coming is Guardians. That comes out on May 5th.
Oh.
and I already got my tickets. Surprisingly, I saw online they said the ticket sales, like the pre-sales for Guardians, is actually kind of low. Like,
Yep, I told you.
and
I hype
people
for it.
people have been saying it's
they're never that high.
well, a lot of people have been saying it's because
I'm not hyped for the
these
movie.
last
I ain't
few
gonna lie
these
to you.
last few MCU movies have just not really been that good, and people have
They haven't
MCU
been.
fatigue.
No, I can tell you why. It's prom season and it's graduation season, so people and it comes out on a Friday. People are not gonna go see that movie. It's just the time of year. If this was like June, July, the pre-sales be out the roof. But this is May. Like
That's
usually
true.
Guardians don't get a high. They don't get like a high
And to be
pre-ticket
fair,
value.
like
It's not
pre-sale don't
like
really mean shit because a lot of people don't really pre-order tickets that much. I mean, most people just buy tickets when
no,
they're
but
going to go.
watch. It's gonna break the record this that weekend.
Um,
Whatever Memorial Day weekend or May weekend is gonna break it.
I will say though, just because a lot of people in the media have seen the movie already, and there's been some thoughts. People are saying the movie's good, and I never had a doubt on that. I think this movie is going to be the best MCU movie we've gotten in the past 2 years, personally.
Wait.
It's
Before
it's
y'all,
it's setting itself up to be that. Like, people are saying really strong writing, really strong characters, and it's ending the Guardians trilogy. So, yeah.
wait, before y'all go on, I seen another movie called The Covenant. Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Guy
Fire.
Ritchie's the
Y'all gotta
director.
go
I
see
got
that.
Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah, nigga. Y'all gotta go see that. Y'all gotta go see that, nigga. The story is fire. It's intense, nigga. It's heartbreaking.
Ain't
I'll
that
tell
the
you.
one where like the nigga saved him and then he gotta go back to save him?
Yeah. It's fire. No, cause
Ah.
it's about a true story. Back in, when did we leave? 2019 or 2021? Where the U.S. backed out Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
They had a lot of Afghanistan interpreters left behind, and basically, the Taliban was killing anybody who collaborated with the United States, and they was going around and killing all these niggas. So basically, this movie sheds light on how the U.S. did all those people that helped them in Afghanistan wrong, and basically left them out there to die. So it's
Damn,
touching as fuck.
that is fucked up.
Yep, it just show you how fucked up the military is. The first outer movie is fire. Y'all gotta go see it. Fire. 8 out of 10. One of the best action movies of the year. Shout out to Jake Gyllenhaal. He do these roles really well.
Jake Gyllenhaal, a great actor, man.
I enjoyed this more than John Wick 4.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, buddy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
A lot of good movies
Oh.
coming out in June and July, man. So they just dropped a trailer today for The Flash. New trailer. You get to see more Batman in it. I'm already sold on The Flash. I don't need to see no more
Bro,
of The
they
Flash.
spoiling the movie, man. They showing
Yeah, they
it.
kind of spoiled the movie a little bit.
Knights
spoiled
of
the
the Knights of the Zodiac.
They're trying to get niggas in. Just like when Civil War came out and they kept showing Spider-Man.
I will say, as far as The Flash go, you might think the movie would be ass just because, for one, it's DC, and two, it got the kidnapper in it. But I follow like a lot of media on Twitter, like people who are in the media, journalists, movie journalists, whatever. A lot of them have seen the movie because they do test screenings in Hollywood. You know, where they test the movie before it comes out. Everybody is saying The Flash is good. Nobody is like, every single person is saying The Flash is a good movie. It's a fun watch.
So there's like, what you mean good? Like, it's straight, it's good,
Like,
or
no,
like
like it's good. Like this movie is actually like, it's a fun movie. It's a fun watch. It's not like trash like fucking Aquaman, or I mean, some people like Aquaman, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not. People aren't saying it's bad. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. People aren't going in and saying the movie's ass. They're actually coming out and saying The Flash is actually really good.
Please say Wonder Woman because Aquaman is a good movie. I don't think
I'll
anyone
give
should
y'all
say anything bad
Aquaman.
about
I didn't like Aquaman, but I can give y'all that.
I
Wonder
like
Woman
Aquaman.
2 is ass. Wonder Woman 1 I
Wonder
thought
Woman
was
2
good.
is
Hey.
trash. Wonder Woman 2 is trash. Wonder Woman 1 is good.
I like Wonder Woman 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonder
I
Woman
didn't,
was
the final
like
boss fight was kind of crazy though. That shit was
one of the best DC.
it was weird.
What
But
the
Y'all
CG?
like,
oh, you know what I should have said? I should have said Shazam 2. That's what I should have said. There you go.
Shazam 2 sucks. Oh my god.
Should have said that.
What y'all heard about this Indian movie with Sean Bean? Knights of the Zodiac.
I haven't heard
Wait,
of
what
that.
you say?
It comes out in May.
No, I haven't even seen anything about that.
Nah, look the shit.
What's it about?
I have no. I saw the trailer. It's a fantasy movie
Night to the Zodiac. That says it's an
I
anime.
think it's like
Saint Seiya. Hold on, let me look it up.
with Sean Bean in it.
Oh, I see. Oh, he has powers, reincarnate. Okay, I see.
It's like an Indian. It's not an Indian movie. It's like a Bollywood movie.
They got
It's
Sean
based off
Bean in the
anime.
Bollywood movie. Wow.
Are any of y'all niggas going to see that George Foreman movie?
No,
Oh,
That come
No.
that don't even look shot well. It looked like two big beef patties punching each other. It
that
looked
come
trash.
out that come out Friday too.
Tyrek, you ever heard of Saint Seiya anime?
and
I've never seen it, but
I
I've
haven't
heard of
watched
it. That's what this movie is based on. Night to the Zodiac is based on that manga anime.
Yeah,
Saint
yeah.
Seiya.
It's based off. Yeah. That's why I was like, that movie is kind of underrated coming in because it got delayed. It's supposed to come out in March and they pushed it back to May. And Sean Bean is a really good actor. So I'm kind of surprised it's kind of going under the radar.
Hey, something telling me Cecil gonna be better than John Wick 4.
Who?
I don't know.
Something telling me Cecil gonna be better than John Wick 4.
Sisu looked like Inglorious Bastards mixed with John Wick.
And that's already better than John Wick 4.
I really don't know why you be hating on John Wick so much. You hate her. You a hater.
It's a good movie. It's just, I wouldn't watch it again.
Well, that's all the topics I got, y'all. We talked about the movies we're going to be seeing next couple of weeks. Did y'all want to add anything before we get up out of here?
Y'all want the movie guys to start talking about, you want it to be like TV show guys too? Like, let us know.
Yeah, I want to talk about Mando for one time, but not at this podcast.
We could spice it in right now. Y'all could talk about that right quick.
I mean, that's gonna be that could probably be a whole nother episode.
Oh,
That's another episode. That's another
how about
episode.
this? I could binge through it this weekend, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
It's only
We can do
8 episodes.
8 episodes? Only 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that.
So
It's 8 episodes.
it's 8 boring episodes one time?
No, it's more like
No.
it's more like 5 boring episodes.
Nigga, that's more than half the
It's more
season.
like 2.
Yeah, exactly, Red Pig. Yeah.
It's more like 2.
Yeah, okay.
But I digress.
But yeah, man, before we get up out of here,
Ref has been on.
I need y'all to support these movies in the chat. Go see Evil Dead.
Go see Covenant. Go see Covenant.
Check out Covenant, Red Peg said. If
see
you want to see an interesting movie, something you never seen, you want to try something new, go see Beau is Afraid. You might like it, you might not. It's okay.
Yeah, go see Suzume too, y'all.
But
Beautiful. Well, it's hard to see that.
go see these movies, y'all. We need to support these movies. Especially because I want them to make another Evil Dead. So go see Evil Dead, y'all. It's really good. Go check it out.
I could skip that. Skip it. If you ain't seen other ones, you can skip it. Go watch Covenant or save your money for Sisu when it comes out Friday. Unless you got a bitch. If you got a bitch, go take her to see Evil Dead. She'll be grabbing your arm and shit, screaming and shit. That's what Alex did when he went with his old lady. So
I went with my sister and my mom and dad.
Oh, that's cute. Was your mom grabbing
my girl too scared to watch scary movies.
Oh, she know they bad movies. She ain't scared. She just don't want to watch a bad movie.
Look at you.
You seen one scary movie? You seen them all.
Shout out to John Donuts. He couldn't be here today. He's in the hospital recovering. So
shout out to boy John Donuts, man.
John Donuts saw a couple movies. He saw
UK.
We didn't get to get his Mario thoughts, and he also saw Air. So
yeah, he did.
You went and watched that? Oh
yeah.
God.
But you know what's crazy, Alex? I've actually heard people say
that
movie is like really, really good.
Yeah,
I just don't care about Michael Jordan enough to go watch it.
It's getting like 9s and 10s out of 10s. It's getting really good.
I know it's not really.
It's about Nike.
I know.
It's like McDonald's movie Founder. Like, I don't really care about McDonald's like that, but I just do care about how that got done.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But some people find it interesting. Like, there's a YouTube channel I watch called Company Man, and he tells you how like companies start off and how they got there today. So movies like this I always like because you hear about you buy Nike products every damn day, but you don't know how big, why they're even so big. So I think it's like the movies like this kind of like are needed. It's not going to win no awards or anything like that, but I think it's a good like fake documentary type of.
Yeah.
Hey, we getting horny. What's going on?
But yeah, man, shout out to y'all in the chat. We'll be back. I think so. The next time we see y'all, we'll be talking about Sisu, Guardians of the Galaxy, and if we don't have anything else, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get that Mandalorian talk in there for sure because I want to debate that with Tyrek. But but yeah, we'll see y'all probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll see y'all.
Wait, before you go, hold on. Before you go, man, hold on. This is for Jack. Hold on. Hold on. Think about it.
He about to get silly.
Wait. Hold on.
This nigga giving us a crotch shot right now with his shirt off.
Wait. Y'all talk
And
about
his umbilical cord is still attached, and he's sitting with his shirt off. What is going on?
Wait.
Hey,
This nigga the doctor's
Tyrek,
office.
Tyrek, you
What's
about
up?
to bust his ass?
Hold on.
You can't even hear that shit.
Yeah.
Fire. He giving Lee Green a run for his money.
Oh, God.
Jiggy merch. JiggyMerch.com. Hey Jack, cut the check.
Alex, what were you saying?
No, I was saying, did you pass the test?
Oh, it's a drug. It was a drug test. I mean,
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I hate when
Okay.
companies put like a 24-hour time limit on that. All you gotta do is 24 hours. And bro, I just left work.
Oh
All
Lord.
right, hopefully you don't get copyrighted for that.
All right, y'all say peace.
Peace.
Throw your setup.
Cheeseburger.
We will catch y'all in the next couple of weeks, man. And yeah, and I'm gone.
I shoot at these niggas, no bitching. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitching.